7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's try turning my microphone on. That might help. Of course, that actually may be a better night without it on for some people.
We're starting off with it spectacularly.
That's it. Hey, welcome everybody. Pete changed.
Just
over
a
there.
little.
Yeah, a little changed over there. But anyways, Pete's not with us tonight. He is attending a sealing ceremony in California. So, it's not his. Not his. He's already been sealed. But yeah, he's attending a sealing ceremony in California. So I have on deck Mediocre Modeler because he wanted to build something, and I said, "Come on over, let's build a broadcast."
Hey, I'm always for that. And how was my favorite Cylon tonight?
Hey, we're doing pretty good. Been a busy day. I had a rough day at work because the internet went down, and I was live streaming from work, and that didn't go well when you have 6 guys on the camera and the internet goes down. I was like,
no,
guys, I can't help you. We're broadcasting, but we're not broadcasting to anyone except for the studio. So we just did a hard recording on it. So that was my day. How about your day? Did you?
My day was good. So what you're saying is Cylons don't have their own onboard side?
No, I believe the Colonials had sabotaged our internet at that point in time.
Well, I'll tell you this. You know, whenever I get a phone call, a little bit of inside baseball, we all contact each other through Messenger. And so we talk back and forth. I'm on my way to work the other morning, and I look down, and it says, New York Pete. I'm like, oh, this should be interesting. So, hey, you know, we get he's say, hey, can you come on and help us out? And I'm like, sure. And so what I did immediately, and I know you'll appreciate this, I went right out to the county and I picked up this. Okay. It's our official certificate to go squirrel. Okay.
My gosh, we will go squirrel tonight, I'm sure.
It's only one day, 3 hours.
I don't have Pete to keep me in tow here. So I think last time we had a broadcast together, we went so squirrel. We were talking about bad movies but they were great though. It was a good fun. It was fun.
It was fun.
Actually, I did go see Cocaine Bear. So.
Oh Lord.
And Netflix, not Netflix, Sci-Fi said they're coming out with Cocaine Shark. That's already a firm thing. So.
How does that work?
I don't know. I guess drug dealers dropped the drugs into the water and the shark ate them because it had some blood on them. I don't know. I just couldn't imagine.
Okay.
A bear on cocaine was good enough, but a shark on cocaine, that's going to be interesting. So, where is it ever going to end?
Yeah.
For those people down under, it'd be a wallaby on cocaine. The cocaine wallabies.
No. just no.
What do we got tonight? I don't have the mirror. I was before the broadcast. I actually was online looking for a large mirror that I could cut out so I could send it to Pete, and he can hold it up when he's saying, I see Mike DeBurn, and I see Fran, and I see Tara, and I see Chris Marshall. And some people don't get that reference because they're too young, but
I had the same thought. Actually, I was just going to go get a mirror and just take the glass out, but if I break it, I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need that kind of voodoo on me, man.
I just watched a clip of it online just so I could remember what the mirror looked like because it was cut all the way out. It was huge, rainbow colored. We're gonna have to 3D print one.
We can do that. You really think I didn't have that thought? Really? I don't know if you noticed you talk about not being old references. Yeah, the certificate is signed by Boris Badenov and Natasha Fatale.
What a great cartoon that was. That really, Rocky and Bullwinkle was freaking amazing.
Yes, it was. And I was thinking, you put Tara in a dark wig. Oh, you could go capture moose and squirrel.
Yes, we capture moose and squirrel.
So what I really want? I want Pete to put a camera on him when he watches us doing this.
Oh yeah,
and
that's the
drinking game.
I don't think he can come.
He goes,
yeah. I don't think he can come on tonight because he's at the what do they call it, the rehearsal dinner. So I can see him underneath the table though.
Right.
Are those guys talking about me?
Guys, get back on
They're
track.
talking about me. We got Lola. We got Chris from Down Under, Mr. Laskowski. I enjoyed meeting him at Alcon.
We need to make a trip. I'm telling you, man, we need to just make a trip down to Australia. We can go see Chris. We can go see Baz.
Oh, heck yeah.
I
just don't want to see any large spiders. No,
yes, you and me both. Nope. I'm done.
Nope, no large spiders for me. I don't even like small spiders. Wolf spiders are scary enough to me. I will do I see a spider on me and I will be doing that chicken dance where you're just dancing around. Some people know what I'm talking about. When you see something on you and your heart kicks up to like 500 and your adrenaline kicks in and you're like wandering around, and then 15 minutes later you're still looking for the damn spider on you and you're feeling that itchiness, it's somewhere.
The thing, living here in Kansas, there are a lot of cornfields. And so I always thought it would be kind of, they make it look so romantic, running through the cornfields, Spiders build
spider webs.
Yeah, I'm just like.
I've seen arachnophobia. I know how that works.
And Mark Squirrel, page 1.
I was actually looking. I didn't have time to do it. They actually have on YouTube. They have a green screen squirrel that you can pull up. So it's a dancing squirrel, and it's for free. I didn't get a chance to pull it up. I said, I need that so bad. But I'm going to get it next time for sure.
Next time, definitely.
Oh, Kim's got it right. Cocaine squirrels.
Oh Lord.
I think we're there. Yep.
Yes.
Or cocaine corgis. Cocaine corgis would be interesting.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about your ankles.
It would be that or what the heck are those? The Chihuahuas. Cocaine Chihuahua. Oh no, I hate the little Chihuahuas. Are just mean little dogs to begin with. Well, the ones I've met.
You talk about a breed that needs to go away. Airlock.
I drive a Land Ram here in Texas because of the spiders. I like that. I need one now.
Oh, that would be Land Ram. That would be anyway. Anywho.
So tonight we have. Hi, I'm Chris Moore, the Tipsy Toaster. We didn't even introduced ourselves yet, so hang on. We are Interfleet Broadcasting, and tonight I have a special guest, a mediocre modeler, on with me, and that's because Pete is at somewhere else. So we do a sci-fi pop culture broadcast every Thursday, with or without Pete. And we just have a really good time. We like to go back and reminisce about things that were in our pasts, and we're really big Battlestar Galactica fans, the 1978 version. And that's what kind of got Pete and I together, and it's kind of what got Mediocre Modeler and us together as well. And we're even to the point where so much big fans we're doing our own movie. So hey, look up the Stranded Warrior. So anyhow, that's us. So we'll go ahead and get started tonight. We have both of our reporters, field reporters tonight. We do both have we have a Tiny Bean Tara, as we'll get to that in a minute, and we've got John 1, and I don't have a John 1 yet. Maybe John 1 needs to be like a John 1. Yeah, that's probably a better one. He didn't smile or look at me, so it must not have, either A, he's not hearing me, or B, that's not what he wants to hear.
We're gonna work on that one. We're gonna put a pin in it.
Okay, fine. We'll have to do it this way then.
John 1.
Or we can do it this way. This is probably the better one for John.
Oh no, that might give him a complex, man. And we've gone squirrel again.
Heck yeah! So tonight we always drink a toast to our beloved fans and the fans that run all the fandoms. So we're going to be talking about some fandoms tonight, and I will probably get shanked outside my house after tonight because we're going to be ranking the fandoms from strong to weak to hang on,
Dead.
there we go.
Don't go.
Strong to weak to dead. So we'll be ranking those up, and I'm sure I will be killing off some people's fandoms. Really, these are our own opinions, not to be shared by others all the time. So anyhow, we always drink to the fans. So tonight, Pete's not here, so I get to drink one of the beers that he doesn't have right now. So I am drinking tonight. There's me. Dun, dun, dun. See, I'm on the bass star. Pumpkin Lattes by Alework Brewing Company. This is brewed in Aleworks, Williamsburg, Virginia, which is close to me, and that's pretty much all it says. Spiced amber ale brewed with coffee. Oh no, it's brewed with coffee. Of course, I should have expected that, but because it's a latte. But I'm not much of a coffee beer kind of guy. What you got? Anything?
In honor of Pete, I will be also drinking the Strongbow yet again.
Strongbow.
Now,
Strongbow cider.
just to throw a little kick onto the side, there may or may not be a little bit of Fireball in there.
I was waiting for you to say,
I'd say there is.
I was waiting to say that there's a little bit of Wang in there. If you remember that movie reference.
No.
Nope. California Nights. I'm gonna look it up. Anyways, in the punch bowl. All right, so you ready?
That can't go where. I am ready.
Hey, 1, 2, 3.
There you go. Oh, well, I'll
It
get
definitely
that
smells
later.
pumpkin-y. And then tonight, what you have your Mandalorian bug? Is that what you're using tonight? Yes.
I do.
And you know, I never really realized what that heart thing was until I've been watching The Mandalorian numerous times, but none of them light up, so it's kind of really disappointing. I was expecting the heart thing to light up or something. It just we'll get into that. Don't squirrel again. Let's not squirrel again. By God, we'll catch those. We're nuts enough. So,
Yeah,
and I'm drinking out of my Blue
permitted.
Squadron. Ooh, look at that. It kind of goes clear. Look at it. It goes through.
I need to get one of those glasses. I'm going to get on and get one of those. I want
Yeah.
to get, if I ever get a dark ale or something, I need to be able to show it.
Yeah.
So,
All right, you ready? I'm gonna pour
I am ready.
and go. It's not that dark. I like my beers really dark, but this one's not too bad.
I have one that I want to send you. It's a Boulevard Brewing, and it's a churro. It's churro beer. Yeah, it
Sounds
it's
interesting.
dark. It's chewy.
That's it.
Tastes kind of like a
It
churro.
oils up my Cylon joints. We're good. And everybody, I am sorry I am not being able to keep up with the chats tonight, but looks like we got crawling spiders, gators, bugs, snakes, everything that can kill you there. Yes, I think you're right, John. Everything in Australia will kill you. And Baz probably would kill you too.
With the knives, yes, he could.
Yeah, Colin says, yeah, it's got the Starbucks motif on the can. It does. Yeah, it's a Starbucks thingy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't smell like Starbucks. That's for thank goodness. But anyways, we always toast to the fans because the fans are the people who run the fandoms. You are very important to fandoms, and you're very important to us. It's not those people that act in it, that does act in the shows all the time. That's the most important piece. It's the fans who follow it, and almost to a point where that's what they call fanatics, almost to a point of worship. So this is to all the fans out there because we always say, mediocre model?
Fans fuel the fleet.
Fans fuel the fleet. Thank you.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, that's a good.
It's definitely pumpkin, and there's definitely some coffee in it.
Are you a pumpkin fan?
I don't mind pumpkin. It's the coffee taste that I'm not sure. I'm thinking I'm kicking in there. I've got one beer that it's the most disgusting beer. Oh, we haven't tried it on air yet, and I sent one to Pete already. So it might as well have grounds in it.
Well, any beer you can choose got to be a good beer.
There you go. Colin's got it right. Instead of the cocaine bear, we do cocaine Cylon. I see a fan film already right there. That one's a perfect one. Hey, Sean. Sean's on tonight. And Stephen McCormick. Allcon was great. Got to sit in the Viper. Yeah. I wish I could have made the Allcon piece. That would have been fun. Yeah.
They're only 10 hours down the road. I thought about going, but there's so many other things going on that weekend. I just couldn't make it.
Yeah, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But cocaine Cylon. Got my wheels turned.
Well, at least we.
Yeah.
If we were lucky, you guys spin around in circles, and we'll just shoot at you.
So I don't know who goes first tonight. I think I'm going to pick Tara. She's prettier than John. Sorry, John.
I think he'll be okay with that.
I think he's okay with that. Yeah, he might be. I gotta fix her picture up. That's not right. Let's not do that. Give me 1 second. Don't move. Don't move.
Or
Don't
stop
move.
moving.
Stop moving. Stop moving. And we'll crop that off a little bit. Now we're good.
These are the behind the scenes things that you don't get to do where people. There you go.
And let's see. I gotta turn her audio on. There we go.
The magic of live theater, isn't it?
That's
great?
it.
Anything
Stand by.
can happen.
Wait a minute. Line. What's my line?
See, Tara, it's so nice to meet you finally virtually. If
right? It's been a long time.
So every time Chris does your intro, it's Tara. I'm like, no, that's not right. That's not right. It should be something like, if you want to see what's on the media scene, you really got to check in with the Tiny Bean. Yeah. See,
I've been stumped. Look at that. That's great.
You just got to.
And my tiny bean Tara. She's tiny like a bean. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
We were gonna have a whole album worth of material here, guys.
Right.
It's like what's the show? Whose Line Is It Anyways? When they come up with different names for the album or the songs on an album.
Yep.
The album's name is Tiny Bean Tara.
Just like, I cannot leave them alone anymore.
That's it. So Paul says hello, Tiny Bean. So
Hey,
everybody's saying hi. Mike DeBrune.
Oh, hey guys.
Karen's saying hi. It looks like everybody's saying hello. I'm still stuck looking at Colin's thing saying cocaine Cylon. I'm like, still gotta come up with something. Can Cylons do cocaine? I don't know. I wonder.
Oh, can you see that? Wow.
Could have been. Hey, Lucifer's would be just going cross-eyed.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
All right. Well.
I gotta bring. Oh no, I didn't. Hang on, keep talking. I did not set. I've got your PowerPoint, but I got to set it up right.
Oh boy.
Squirrel some more. Come on, chase some squirrels. Sing, do something.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
So since you're doing the Stranded Warrior and you're a commander and all, do we have to start calling you Commander?
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? I'm gonna demand that everybody I know just refer to me as Commander Tiny Bean.
There you go. That's
That's perfect.
You only live once, man.
You're right. Might as well.
I think you'll do. Oh, did you hear us earlier? You saw our permit to go squirrel, right? So
yes. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yes.
So, can you do a Natasha?
Oh, I could if I needed to, sir.
Fantastic.
Get me the wig. I'm there. Many years
Great.
of theater.
That's our next. That'll be the next fan film. We don't do Battlestar anymore. We're going to be Rocky and Bullwinkle live action.
In space.
In space.
In space with Cylons.
With
We'll
Cylons.
make it work. It'll work. And Cocaine Bear.
And Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Cylon. Cocaine squirrels.
Oh, man. Amazing.
Carl's on. Hey, Carl. All right.
Cool. All right.
We're
ready
good.
to
I think
jump
we're good
in?
now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Blam. I think we're there. There we go.
Boom. All right. Well, here we are, guys. Hello, IFB. Good to be here as always. And I hope everyone is doing well. It's Tiny Bean's Corner of the Fleet, where we talk about new and interesting stuff that IFB fans may want to try out. It seems like spring is just around the corner, and with spring comes a solid handful of new shows on the horizon, plus news on some very interesting projects we've been following. So tonight is all about the previews, guys. Let's jump right in. First up, Netflix has finally dropped word on the second season of Sweet Tooth. Remember that one? Based on the popular DC comic series by Jeff Lemire, it's a dystopian fantasy world where animal-human hybrid children precariously exist, and we follow Gus on his journey in this world. Now, it has been almost 2 years since season 1, and we left off with Gus in captivity by the evil last men, and a band of his fellow hybrids are planning to get him out. Now, I really loved this series when it was on. Huge fan of the... And so pleased that this didn't disappear into the black hole that is Netflix programming, which happens. But if you haven't seen the first season, definitely worth your time. Check it out, binge the whole thing, and then this new season will start April 27th. There's a nice little teaser trailer out too, so check that out. Next up, Peacock has a fun comedic sci-fi for us next month called Mrs. Davis. And the premise? Faith and technology are at odds as a nun confronts the power of artificial intelligence known as Mrs. Davis. This is brought to us by Damon Lindelof, who gave us Lost. The nun is played by Betty Gilpin, who you might recognize as the actress who played Chris Pratt's daughter in the 2021 blockbuster film that we talked about, The Tomorrow War.
Oh, that was
Now,
good.
this
too.
one looks like it's a hoot, right? Yeah, so you'll recognize her. She's the lead in this, so we're looking forward to it. It looks like a lot of fun. I mean, it's always fun to see nuns kick some butt. So we're going to get 8 episodes of this starting April 20th.
Nuns kicking. Nuns on cocaine. Now we.
Nuns. There you go.
We are. That's the next one. Nonsense cyclone.
It's totally nonsense.
Yeah. Right. Now, this weekend, guys, we have a really cool-looking action American spy thriller that I've been waiting for, and it's called Rabbit Hole. And this one is starring Kiefer Sutherland and the great Charles Dance, who must be the bad guy because it's Charles Dance, and that's what he does best. So I am told that the twists and turns abound in this one, and that it's a thrilling ride. So count me in. One reviewer has said the cast is strong, production value is high, and the pace is Mach speed. So you just take all my money. And now that The Last of Us is gone from my Sunday nights, we'll run that later.
Yes.
I am ready for this. So this one will be on Paramount Plus. So something else to check out on there after you've binged my beloved Tulsa King. Now, last up in the just around the corner fun is a limited miniseries gem called Class of '09. This is a suspenseful action thriller with a sci-fi edge, and it's about an FBI class of agents that follows them across 3 decades and their entanglements with the justice system and tackling evil AI. Hearing good buzz here, guys. Now, this one stars Brian Tyree Henry and Kate Mara, and this is going to drop on Hulu on May 10th. So add that one to your list. Now, some fun news that I have been anxiously awaiting for.
Oh, yes.
I first told you about this last spring. Fede Alvarez's new Alien film has finally begun filming. So, to recap, Alvarez pitched his idea for a standalone Alien film to Ridley Scott, and he said go for it. And guess what? I'll even produce it. so it must be good.
Aliens
The
on
working
cocaine.
title,
No.
Aliens on cocaine.
That's not the new title?
No more
That's not the
cocaine.
new title? Oh.
Oh, they're missing a gold.
They're missing out on that one. I mean, they can make some money on that one.
Man. Well, they're actually calling this right now, the working title, which will probably change, but right now they're calling it Alien Romulus. And as for the rest of the details, well, there aren't any. We don't know anything on them. They are nailing this down like nobody's business. We do know that the main cast is a bunch of very young actors, and in keeping with the Alien tradition, the lead is a female. Kaylee Spaney is an up-and-coming young star with a lot of good buzz. Alvarez is writing and directing, it seems. And if you remember, he hit the scene back in 2013 with his version of Evil Dead. And then he made us all pretty scared with Don't Breathe. You remember that one. So this guy is not afraid to terrify. And as we all know, in space, no one can hear you scream. So I will be following this story like a hawk. You know what an Alien fan I am. So I will be watching this. I will report back as soon as I hear more. And this news just dropped. Apparently, Showtime has just announced that they are creating a reboot of the sci-fi classic film Gattaca. This one as a series.
I was so excited because I thought it was Galactica, but anyway.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not that good news. It's good news. It's not that good. But it's Gattaca, and we love Gattaca. So this one is going to be a series, and it's going to be brought to us by the creators of Homeland, which I enjoyed. I thought that was a really good show. So I think there's potential here. Not much new to report other than this is in the works. Apparently there was another planned Gattaca reboot a few years back that kind of fell through. So this one seems like it's on track and it's going to happen. So I'm all for it, and I will report on any news on that one as it hits. And before I leave you, let's talk about The Last of Us. It's over, and that makes me very, very sad. I mean,
it's not over.
I feel... No, but by the time the next season comes around, it's going to be a couple of years. So.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, I know. I'm watching and hoping for better news, but they're already saying, they're like, well, by the time we get around to start, blah, 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 it could be a while.
Yeah.
So
the ending was great. I mean, everybody was on cocaine and they all died. So.
Yeah. the cocaine Sharknado came through, and it was just
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Oh, sorry. No spoilers in Tiny Moon's Corner. But I'm so bummed because that was like like when Tulsa King ended. I was like, this is what I look forward to all week.
Yeah.
And now it's gone.
I think Carl's right though. I think the female will be recast.
No.
She was
gonna,
so good.
Yeah. I was actually going to mention that. They are talking that the next season does jump ahead in time a bit, a big jump actually, but they've already said that they are not recasting Bella Ramsey or Pedro Pascal. So that's going to be interesting to see what they do with that to make.
She did such a great job in this movie. I mean, what a great actress.
So good.
You know what's funny is there was I saw something online where they were just skewering her, and they were saying how well, yeah, they were like, well, she doesn't even act like a teenage girl, and I'm like, okay, first of all, she's 19, you know. Second of all, have you met teenage girls? She's spot on.
They're brutal. I mean, they'll shank you in the hallway. Teenage girls on cocaine. Now we've got it.
Public service
announcement.
Oh, is there a rewind on this somewhere?
I've got to channel my inner Pete. You got to pull it back.
Pull it back.
But
oh my gosh.
The thing about her is she's such a great actress. I did not know she was in Game of Thrones. And, weren't they both in Game of Thrones? So I can imagine both really well.
They never met in Game of Thrones. They were in different seasons. Okay. Pedro Pascal was only one. I think it was one full season he was on. And then she was in later seasons, and she's much younger in it and much
Yes.
smaller, but oh my gosh, she really. There was a joke at the time that they were saying if you gave that kid 3 dragons, the whole show would be over. She would just have ended everything. She was so tough. And now seeing her older is fantastic, and I think she's just got so much more to give.
Well,
So
and
I'm really
her
looking
screen
forward to
presence
it.
with Pedro, they just worked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you this:
Yeah.
Did you have you played the game at all?
I have not. I have watched others play it.
There's a
I have
game?
seen it.
Oh, is there a game? So I
is
think
there a
from
game?
what I've been hearing,
Is this like Xbox, or are we talking board?
I think it's on the PS. I know it's on the PS4 and the PS5.
Yeah.
So this storyline followed.
I can't imagine that game being rated PG, because I watched the first episode of the thing and I was like, oh my gosh, there's like incest and sex and death and killing, and that was just the first 5 minutes.
So this,
lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
I was like,
the thing about it is this. I've heard that The Last of Us was the best video game to screen movie that there has been yet, and
not the only one.
I agree with that.
Yeah, because they did the same thing with Defiance.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, later.
But
I will try to
I've
keep
heard that said a lot.
the people in mind.
The upside is, if you want to play the video game, the 8 series, was it 8 episodes, 9 episodes, whatever. It followed the first video game to the letter. Mm-hmm. So
they released it at the same time, didn't they? That's what they.
No, there was a gap between one and 2.
Around, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So based on having played 2, I know it could definitely go, but that's a story for another time.
Sounds like we need to pull up a game. We need to have a game night where we play games online and talk.
You know,
I'm there.
Funny you should say that. Well, because when Pete does his opening, he says, we're we do 70s and 80s TVs, movies, and cartoons. Well,
and games.
The Atari. Oh, I don't remember him saying games, because the Atari.
Oh, he doesn't say games, but we do. I have tons of them. So.
Well, yeah, the Atari was created in 1977. And so our generation was that generation. It was ripe for.
Now I need to get an Atari and play online. That would be really interesting. I don't know if that thing has. I don't know if that thing has a video takeoff that would actually be able to put into. I'm sure there's a way of doing it. It has to be. I have to split the signal going to the TV, because I remember the box in the back where you had to slide the switch.
Right.
Yeah.
And that box in the back was like you put the cable on the end of it with the 2 wires. I'm like, I don't know how
they've remade those. They've remade them, and I'm sure the new ones have
I'm sure.
If not audio, video out, HDMI out. So I'm sure somebody on the text line will tell us. Yes, they do.
Yeah, George G is in the house. Hey, George, thanks for joining us.
Hi, George.
Mike's is after my own heart. He's like, he loved Defiance. Defiance was amazing. Anyways.
Very good.
So yeah, I mean, we squirreled again. Hang on, we're gonna turn that squirrel back around. Cocaine squirrel. Give it a couple of Quaaludes, and we'll slow it down a little bit. A Quaalude squirrel.
Oh, no.
Every time I think of the fast squirrel, I think of that. What was it? Over the Hedge, where the squirrel drank coffee, or was it the soda? You remember the cartoon Over the Hedge?
I'm aware of it.
Where the squirrel he gets so much caffeine that life slows down. And so he's like, everything sits still and he's moving. You got to watch the scene. I'm sure that's on YouTube somewhere, but we won't do that. Oh, there we go. Paul said we got to play Battlestar Galactica Space Alert.
Ooh. Okay.
Remember the old handheld game?
No,
I used to have.
You know what? If I saw one, I'd be like, "Oh yeah."
I used to play the football one all the time.
Yeah. That thing.
Oh,
Coleco.
my brothers
Coleco.
had that football thing.
Yeah.
With the little dots.
Oh yeah, that noise. I heard that in my dream.
Oh, yeah.
Go to bed.
It never ended. Yeah, good times.
Uh-oh.
Oh my. But yeah, hey, so yeah, The Last of Us, man, I thought it was so great. I feel like there were really good episodes, and then there were really incredible episodes.
Yes.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
yes.
her
really
acting is
good
just
ones,
amazing.
right? And like the really good episodes on The Last of Us would have been the best episodes on other shows.
Yes,
Yeah.
So I felt like
completely
they
agree.
set
Yeah.
that bar really high. So I just think it's a fine example of a show that just flat
Yeah.
out
And then
worked.
the great thing is they had some shows that like Pedro Pascal was not part of, but it was just her. And you know, kind of her beginnings and everything else, and she did such a great job
Yes.
acting, I think, on that.
Oh yeah, that
yeah.
was the sixth, like 2 episodes before the end. That was like
Yeah, where
all
she,
in
you
the
kind of
mall,
get an
when they were in
idea
the
of
mall.
what
story.
Yeah.
you kind of, you know, what
Well,
kind of,
how she got infected. Yeah.
yeah, and then what kind of
Yeah.
PTSD she has. I mean, she's you know, just like we talk about the strand, you know, when we talk about Stranded Warrior and we talk about those kind of things. These people, you know, are been in an environment that's caustic for so long. Like, you know, we pretend in our Battlestar Galactica this like the war's been going on for 1,000 years. These people have been, you know, in this show. It's the you know, the infected and the decline of civilization and the takeover by different organizations, and it's and just the stress and the act. You felt the stress and when she acted. It was you know, you really felt that she was, you know, ready to end it or whatever. I'm not going to give it away too much, but
Yeah.
really good, really good. Anyways,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Next
really,
up, Mandalorian.
Really fabulous.
Mm.
So yeah, guys. So I was, you know, that's really all the new stuff I've got tonight. I was hoping you guys we could chat about Mandalorian and Picard maybe a little. 'cause those are
Twist
my
my
favorites right
arm.
now.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to do, but can I just
I am
start
not
out
watching
by
Picard.
saying
Go
you're
ahead.
not watching
I'm sorry.
Picard? Okay,
No.
love the Picard.
Hey, Pete's on.
Last night's hey.
He's dropping in
Last
from
night's,
Cali.
Mandalorian.
I'm sure he's under the table
really
with it.
good.
But anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I squirreled on the chat now.
I was like, Pete's with us, yeah. Pete, come
I have to hold up the license again. So we do have a squirrel license.
Pete,
we
if you
spent
weren't
money.
watching before,
Yeah, we spent money and we've got the
Okay.
squirrel license. We're okay, Pete. Yeah, we're good. We have license to squirrel. But I don't know if we have license to cocaine squirrel, but we have license to squirrel.
it's a little bit more expensive. I didn't pop for that one. Maybe next time.
That one requires a DEA license.
Right.
Yeah.
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. Oh my gosh. I really loved last night's episode. I thought it was fantastic. I would just like to point out before we go any further down there that Carl Weathers directed it.
Oh, really?
Really?
I am
Okay.
a huge Carl Weathers fan since I was little, so
He acts
that made
well.
me
He act-
so
it-
excited.
So wait a minute. The one I watched last night.
He
They
wasn't
went and
in.
rescued. They went and rescued one of the younglings.
Yes.
that-
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'm on
Yes.
the right one.
You're up to
Okay,
speed.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Because that was
So,
a good episode. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
well, the very first episode of that, you know, I think there was a lot of controversy because they were doing the ceremony right there on the edge of the water, and then the big ala crocodilla thing came out.
Yeah.
You know.
Cocaine.
So-
Cocaine croc.
So,
Cocaine
He
space
comes
croc.
out-
That was it.
So he comes out and then they're attacking it, and people are like, "Well, why didn't they just leave? Why didn't they why would they set up their base on the edge of the waters that has something like that?" And it didn't make sense, you know. And I just walked away from that as, okay, that's where they spend all their money. Let's show how cool the Mandalorians are. The rest of the episode was kind of lackluster, and I think if you look at IMDb or some other areas, that pans out to be probably one of the worst or second to worst episodes of The Mandalorian in the series. But the payoff for that Alacraca space cocaine gator.
We've come up with a new name in the Star Trek or Star Wars universe.
But
no, you're absolutely right. It was setting up last night. I think that was it. So, yeah.
So yet again, you know, when you go, Dave, Favreau, what are you doing? And then they pay it off with that, you go, okay.
We'll back
right,
off now.
Man.
We're shutting up.
Man knows what he's doing. Just walk away.
I will have to say, though, I'm not sure if I like the big medallion that she made for Grogu.
Oh, yeah.
It's
that's going to play in somewhere else. He's going to get shot or something, you know.
I was
It has to play in somewhere.
Save his life somehow. And,
yeah, but right now it just looks like there should be a gold chain. He goes,
yeah.
You know, I mean,
well, he was already wearing the chainmail, so.
Well, I guess he was. Yeah, so you just don't know. It's just like, okay, I'm back to cross. Okay, Dave.
Come on. Chris Marshall's like he's leaving to go watch John Wick 4.
What?
Oh.
Where's your priority, sir?
Hey,
we're talking Grogu and cocaine gator space things, and you're going to go leave.
Yeah, cocaine croca.
Hey, David's on.
Gator.
Yeah.
Mr. Francor, thank you for joining us.
Hey, Dave. The other upside is, and I know you want so badly for Jar Jar to be
yes,
but the Jedi sequence for the Mandalorian oh god. So
Jar Jar.
we kind of got Jar Jar last night in the form of Ahmed Best, and he was the Jedi that rescued. And I'm very happy for Ahmed Best because I think because he played Jar Jar, he got kind of the short end of the Star Wars stick.
I think there was a thing on. I was reading something when I was researching Jar Jar about there's death threats and almost a suicidal with him. It was
he was horrible how he was treated.
How he was treated and everything else. Because Jar Jar was such a great character to begin with, and why did anybody think that was wrong? I'm not sure, but Jar Jar on cocaine. Now we're set.
I will do
cocaine
that.
Jar Jar.
Cocaine Jar Jar. I will do. I'm on board for that. Misa need to do another line.
You're gonna start sounding like one of the Jawas.
Off the rails.
Pull it back.
Yeah, this is great. Oh man, but no, and he was so good, and he really kicked.
So who was he in there? Which one was he?
So he was the Jedi.
The Jedi that kind of rescued him.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so
I remember that scene now.
That's the part of the story that we didn't see yet.
Right.
So,
I think Ahmed Best also. I think he was in he played in. They had done, I think, a VR game thing, and he was like the Jedi Master in that as well. So I just, like I said, it's just nice to see him get a little bit of actual face time in live action.
Definitely.
So
right,
good for him.
Yes, absolutely.
But the Jar Jar needs to come back.
Yeah. Oh man, but no, it was a really solid episode.
I think Mike the Bird, Jar in the Jar Jar voice. Misa can quit anytime. Misa's not addicted to cocaine.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Terrible.
We're gonna get a cease and desist from Star Wars, just like you need to stop talking now. Disney's gonna shut you off. You're just done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't make me get the Jar Jar doll that I got last year.
Right.
Oh man.
Everybody,
So
Jar Jar for everybody.
But
Now I know
and
you said you're not watching Picard now. Chris,
I
are you
watched it.
watching Picard? I
Yeah.
haven't seen today's that just dropped.
I haven't
but-
seen today's. No, I was preparing for
Okay.
this, so I saw the
Yeah.
last one. I saw it's good. I really enjoy it. Definitely going to be the last season. You can have that. You get that
Oh, yeah.
feeling, and you
Oh
know,
yeah.
there's a lot
they
of
said this is
a lot of closure. You know, with number one, Riker and his wife, and there's lots of
Deanna Troi.
closure there, and a lot of you get the feeling that
I am really looking forward to the Worf spinoff that they're supposed to be doing.
Worf does a really good job
after
of this. Yeah, Michael Dorn does a really
He's
good job
so
on this one.
good.
Yeah,
He is so good. I mean, he always was, but you can just see how much he has grown and developed as an actor.
Yep.
He's just spot on.
he's not done much
really looking
in
forward to
between, has he?
he's done a lot of and believe it or not, he did a lot of fan films, which is one of the things we'll talk later on about.
Yeah.
Fandoms.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's done a number of. He did Axanar and a couple others.
As Worf, or just he was just in it.
He was just in it.
Okay.
And John's right too. That he's done voiceovers too at the time frame. So.
Well, I mean, that voice, it's just...
Yeah,
he's got a great
He's got
voice.
the best voice.
Some people
Man
have got
could
that
just
great
read us
voice,
the
man.
dictionary, we'd be fine.
Yeah. I'm no Patrick McNee either, so.
Yeah. Michael Dorn reads the Bible.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sign me up. Reading the yellow pages. Well, okay. Okay.
On cocaine.
Oh.
Cocaine Wharf.
Gotta go
Reading
there.
the yellow pages.
Klingons on
go.
cocaine, not good. Not good. Kapla!
And now I'm just seeing him with the batleth. He's chopping up a line.
Terrible. Oh my. We need a disclaimer on this episode.
May contain references to drugs. TVMA.
We are not encouraging.
Believe it or not, they aren't on them.
Yeah, seriously.
This is just the way they are normally. Could you imagine them? IFB on cocaine.
Oh, no. Crazy fans like us. No.
I'd lose my job real quick. Yeah.
Seriously.
What were the daggers
But yeah,
called? Yeah,
so,
John Van Gosney said Klingons had great daggers. So what were those? A little ching.
John, that's a great question. I
I can't remember what they are. Somebody will remember.
Yeah.
Don't know my silent.
The Klingon death howl and doing a line at the same time.
So that's all I've gotten in the corner for this week, guys.
Awesome.
And just
appreciate
continuing
it.
to follow and finish up with Picard and the Mandalorian, and then we got all those other fun things I mentioned to check out in the coming weeks.
Have you seen Avenue 5? HBO?
Should I?
It's a comedy in space with a spaceship it's stuck in space, and they go in. It's on HBO. I think it's called Avenue 5. It was a series at one point in time. I just happened to come across it, and it was like, okay, it's pretty funny because they got the guy who owns the line of the ships, and he's on the thing too, and it's even hard to explain, but they're all stuck in space because somebody screwed up, and now this Starliner was only supposed to take a couple of day trip, and now it's stuck for 6 months, and then they screw up again, and then it turns into 9 months, and then it comes back again, and it's turned 13 years, and then it comes back again. It's like, oh yeah, it just keeps going. It's pretty good. I think it's called Avenue 5. So
I can make a note and check that out.
yeah, I think it's Avenue 5. It's a funny space one. It reminds me a little bit of it reminds me of a Love Boat / I would say Love Boat, and you combine Orville into it.
Oh, okay.
See,
I can get behind that.
And then add cocaine to it, and then you're set.
I'm going to have to be the outlier here. I am very particular about my sci-fi, and I don't do sci-fi and comedy. There's only one show that I will do sci-fi and comedy, and that's Red Dwarf. That's the only one.
Red Dwarf. I think you probably compare this one to Red Dwarf, believe it or not. I think it'd be a good.
I wrote it down. I will
check
give
it out.
A shot.
Watch the first couple episodes. You'll have cocaine pigs in space. I don't think Mike no. Now we've gone too far.
Now we've gone too far. Now we've gone too far.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yep.
No, you know what? I caught that.
I think now that wasn't on my list to talk about tonight in regards to fandom, strong, weak, or dead. But I think that one's dead.
Yeah, I'm old. Hitchhiker's Guide.
Wow.
To me,
Yeah,
when I was a
that.
kid, it was like, the BBC series that was like so terrible that it was so great. Oh, amazing. But I think also more of a book thing. It was a book thing. Like if you were into the book.
Yeah. Now I remember going to grade school and people reading the book and everyone talking about it. It was a great thing. And I was like, eh.
They were so funny. So funny. And I think that was the first time I'd ever even imagined a crossover sci-fi comedy. So I get exactly what you're saying, mediocre model. You know, some of them are so bad, but this was so fresh and fun back in the day. But yes, definitely dead today. But
and David's like, when's the next? David mentioned Strange New Worlds, which actually I am listening to the new book.
Can't wait.
By help me. The new book on Strange New Worlds by John Jackson Miller. So
okay.
Yeah, the new John Jackson Miller Strange New Worlds kind of revisits the Old West version of the original Star Trek. So that has a lot to do with it, and it's very good. Highly recommend listening. It's a good listen. It's a book on tape. It's a good listen.
John Jackson Miller likes the old. Does he like the Old West?
I don't know if he likes the Old West, but I know he's been picked up to do a lot of these books. Like he's done. He did not Strange New Worlds, but what was the other one with the Discovery? So he did another book that was Discovery, which was another great book, by the way.
Well, the only reason I ask is he had written the book Kenobi.
Yes, he wrote Kenobi. Was that a book or was that a graphic novel?
That was a book.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I bought Pete. I didn't read it.
It's really good. It's really good, and it has kind of that. I've heard someone compare it to kind of like I want to say Old Yeller or maybe something like that. Yeah.
Old Yeller on cocaine.
I walked right into that one. I own that one.
I feel sorry for him, but look at him shiver.
No, I take that back. Not Old Yeller. Shane.
Shane, okay.
Shane, yes.
Shane,
okay.
like,
that makes more sense. Okay.
I
Shane.
can't handle
Yes.
it. No.
We killed Tara. Clear.
Check, please. Later, this conversation's not very good.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. I'm looking at John's photo, and he's got a Daggett licking his ear.
Hey, Papa. Oh, it's you, baby. All right. Well, I will jump off and let you guys get John and Papa on. And
thank you so much. It's been great. It's been fun. Yeah. Take care,
you guys. This was awesome. All right, guys. Have a great night.
Make sure you study your lines. There's tons of them.
Yeah, I need the new script, by the way. Just
a new one?
A reminder.
There's a new one?
Well,
which one do you have?
I've heard that there have been rewrites, and
there's been a couple of additions, but I don't. I'll send you a new one.
And nothing has changed, but then I'm good.
Well, some things are going to change here shortly. I can't talk about them on air because they're so cool.
At casual, say nothing.
Yes, they're so cool.
Amazing. All right.
All right, I'll be in touch.
Have a great night, guys. I'll see you later.
Thank you,
Later.
Commander.
That was fun.
That was very fun. So we get to talk to John now?
Yep, we're gonna set him up. Hang on. The best thing I can do is I can do this. Holy crap! No, we don't want to do that.
No, don't do that.
There we go. John fixed it. Yeah, he was like 10 times the size he should be. Hang on, John. I don't have your microphone on yet either. I'm sure he's cussing at me as we
Yeah, he's
speak.
like,
Let's shrink his head a little bit. Yes, I know. I still have you cut off. You're welcome.
that's okay.
He's like, nothing's working. Now he's looking down like it's his problem. No, it's not your problem. I just haven't turned your microphone on.
Okay.
He has
Now
all
your
the
microphone is on.
You guys hear me now?
Yep.
There you go.
Hello, gentlemen. Hello.
Good.
Mr. John, how are you,
All right.
How
sir?
you
I
guys
still haven't set up
doing? How are
your
you?
PowerPoint yet,
I-
so chat for a second.
I can't. We have to chat. I cannot complain. So, what are you talking about tonight? I mean,
Oh,
You
some
were back.
games. I figured I'd do some different. I do some upcoming video games for the gamers out there, our fandom. Some coming attraction games coming up. Some movies.
so you and I
TV
need
series.
to still. We still need to have a. We were going to have a conversation about something. I can't remember if it was.
Cocaine.
It was. We're gonna have to have an intervention with you. Okay? You're not even on the cocaine, and we need to have. An
That's
intervention.
right.
We were talking about Andor.
And
Andor.
yes,
Andor.
okay, yeah. We need to pencil out some time, and we can sit down and talk about that. So, I mean, are you up to date on The Mandalorian? Are you there?
Yes. I saw a lot of Easter eggs on this series. This might be crazy, but I know they were both Night Watch and Vizsla. I think he was related to the first Jedi, Vizsla of Mandalorian, right? Who made the Darksaber?
The Vizsla, because it was Paz Vizsla. So yeah, so the big Mandalorian with the like the light blue on the side. Actually, that was his kid that got snatched last night.
He's the one with the big gun, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's how I know him. Yeah, that's
Carry a
Vizsla.
big
Which
gun
one's
up that
Vizsla?
mountain.
It's the one with the big gun. Ah, I know who you're talking about.
Heavy artillery guy.
Yeah.
But I noticed something about how the bird came down and got the sun, that what do they call it, the raptor, whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was the type of design that they used for Death Watch. And if you see the design on top of the Colonial Warriors, that the hawk.
Oh, see,
The hawk.
look at you
The raptor.
getting all back in the day. Okay.
Eh?
I
A little nerdy.
I don't know.
though.
I
Look at me.
I'm not
That's how I know
sure
it's
if.
You know what's better to do.
Getting nerdy with it. Yeah.
Well, when he fell in the water and he was coming back up and they saw the eye of the mythosaur, I'm sure every cosplay Mandalorian was just like,
I gotta get one of those.
they're doing some really good stuff, you know. I mean, doing last night where she was talking about, can I wear two patches? The
Yeah,
owl
because she's seen one. Oh, sure you have. Yeah.
right. I think where they're going with this season is going to be really good. But the question is, what are we going to do with Grogu? So, anywho,
He's going to become Jar Jar Binks.
Jedi. Is he going to become a
Mm.
Mandalorian? I don't know. Or is he going to do something else?
Or is he going to become? Yeah. So they're kind of training him up to be a Mandalorian now. I'm like,
yeah, how's that going to work?
I don't see Yoda as a Mandalorian. I'm sorry, but
But this
I know.
series, it's struggling to go from one place to another. Like last series with the former Imperial troops, that was pretty good. That was a good series. Yeah, I would do things those crackers too.
yeah, that little piece where he gets set up and everything. It's a trap. That's what I love because that's all I could think of when I saw the fish guy. It's a trap.
Trap.
Yeah,
I don't even know what the species is called. So, all right, what's the species called? Who's the nerdiest one here? Who can know the species of the? It's a trap dude.
Admiral Akbar. He's a
Calamarian. Oh, that was it.
Calamarian. Yep.
A calamarian?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Or was that Squid Face? I forgot. I don't know.
No, you're right.
It was?
Yeah. You are correct, sir.
Mon calamare.
Mon calamari. Yep.
As Mike says.
I must get up more. My wife's looking at me like you're such a nerd.
That's
hey,
it,
John.
I'm filing for divorce after this is over.
You're such a nerd.
As long as you sit look at you and go, I'm filing for divorce when this is over. Yes. Two different worlds, honey. Two different worlds.
Different worlds. And then when you bring them to the Comic-Con and stuff like that, they're like,
yeah, my wife wouldn't go to a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I took her once.
I think
that was it.
I took her one time to a Star Wars. I think the last one, the third one, when it becomes Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Home movies. What's this? What's that? What is this? I'm like, oh, that's it. Never again. Watch Star Wars? Who's that person? Why is he doing that for? I'm like, oh man.
Why do they wear that uniform? Doesn't that chafe?
Actually, it does, and pinches in very bad places. I'm just saying.
What are you killing that old guy for?
Yeah.
What are you killing that old guy for? Who's that old guy? He's going to be the Emperor. Oh, he doesn't look like the Emperor. Popcorn. Have some more popcorn.
Anyway, video games.
Can you go get me a refill on?
Yes. Yeah. I said it could have been worse. I could have dressed like a Jedi or a Stormtrooper, and how would you like that? Maybe
I wouldn't have gone with you. Yeah.
Things we think of afterwards.
All right, I'm set up whenever you are. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, there we go.
Gamers, Netflix is teaming up with game producer The Coalition to bring a live-action movie to this streamer. Also, an adult animated series. Sergeant Phoenix and Delta Squad are coming to the small screen. If you know who that is, it's Gears of War. They're going into production now. It should come sometime out next year. So that looks pretty good. I played the game a couple times. It's pretty good.
Live action, you said?
It's a live action movie, yeah. And then they're going to make it
like the Master Chief movie they did.
Animated series. Yeah, that was. Hopefully, this will be better than the Master Chief movie. Master Chief was
yeah,
but then hopefully this will be pretty good. So this and they have an adult animated series too from it too. So they're going to do a lot with Gears of War. I thought Gears of War was going to Amazon, but I guess they're going to switch to Netflix. So that should be coming out soon. Yep. Saber has released that Space Marine 2. This will come out later this year. You can don your armor and fight all the enemies of the Empire, just like in Warhammer 40,000. I haven't played this game yet, but I have good reviews, and the previews for Space Marine 2 looks really good.
What platform is it?
Stab, both on PlayStation and Xbox, and computer too. So they're all on those platforms.
Steam.
And you can do let's see, what is it? I can do that. Animal and fight for the Emperor. Your forces out is with this Jedi who escaped Order 66. Cal Kestis returns to fight in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Cal Kestis, is that it? Cal Kestis. Kestis. Oh man,
okay.
I can't read my handwriting. Man, I should have had beers when I was writing this. I was having a couple beers when I was writing my report.
No, that was actually my nerd slipped out. Sorry.
No.
Put your nerd away. Don't flap that nerd around, man. You don't want that thing flipping out there. Nerds on cocaine. That's all we need now.
I'm gonna kill you with my pocket protector.
I keep my straw in my pocket protector.
Was off and beat you.
Yeah.
Jedi Survivor. Go ahead. Jedi
Survivor coming out 4/28/23. Well, this next scene is coming to Miss Davis. Looks pretty good. There's some actors from Glow. A lot of good people in this series. If you listen to the preview,
did you say Glow? Like gorgeous ladies of wrestling?
Yeah, there was a series on Netflix. The nun that plays it was on, isn't it? She was like one of the main wrestlers.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that
Yep.
one.
So it was pretty
Tiny
good.
Bean
But
talked
also the
about it. I didn't know
24th.
about that one.
Yeah, she beat me to it. Tara, you beat me to it.
Oh.
That's okay.
No, she didn't say
And
Glow.
Yellow-
I know Glow, so
A lot of good actors are from different series. I think a couple from Game of Thrones, a couple people in this series. So it looks pretty good. Yeah, you guys, those ladies got to get their rulers out and beat that computer.
behave.
And there's another series coming out, Yellow Jackets. It's coming out March 24th. That's with Christina Ricci, a couple other actresses. This is going to be season 2.
Yeah, I was about to say
It's
that's
about
already
a-
been out, but somebody's told me to go watch it, and I don't know. I have to go
Yeah,
check
the
it
first season's out, and the second season starts this week. I think tomorrow on Showtime. About a bunch of college players who get plane crashes, and 24 years later, you find out what happened. So they ate each
out.
other.
Okay.
So they got to deal with it. Yeah, they went cannibal. Now they got to deal with it. So.
Cannibals on cocaine. Okay, moving on.
I guess that bothered them a little bit, huh? That's what happens when you're on cocaine. You eat people. Netflix is giving Adam Sandler another chance. Spaceman, based on the book Spaceman from Bohemia, is about a
No.
is about a Czechoslovakian man who wants to become an astronaut. He finally becomes one, and he goes on a mission to Venus. So hopefully, it should be funny. I don't know, maybe a lot of bad gag games, but I'm sure there's gonna be a couple of how to use the bathroom in a spacesuit. So I'd never get sold.
What was there was a show, it was a Disney, it was funny as could be, where he took all the foodstuffs and put the Mona Lisa on the ceiling, and dang it, he farts into space. I'll have to keep going.
It was the
I
hear
that was
the
that
song in my
comedian.
head.
That was such a funny show.
Oh god.
Sorry, I scrolled on that one too, but man, that was a great
Unidentified
show.
flying space balls or something like that. Or
Rocket Man? Was that it?
Yeah, it was Rocket Man. It was
Rocket
the
Man?
comedian. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks,
And
Colin.
The comedian had gas, and he's trying to stop the hose. Oh no!
Yeah.
They're out of food because he drew the Sistine Chapel on the roof of the. Okay, sorry.
They're all in,
I would expect Adam Sandler's movie to be similar to that one.
Yeah.
That one may be more funny. I'm not sure, but
His
we'll have
last
to
one's
see.
Pretty horrible. That sounds really hard. Look for it this fall. John Wick 4 comes out tomorrow. He's gonna
well,
dodge
evidently
Godzilla
somebody went to go
before.
see it tonight. So
Yeah, tell us how it is.
yeah, that was Sean. Sean, I think, left to go see it tonight.
They say it's a good movie, but we'll see.
I don't know.
And what else? Talking about spiders, Arachnophobia is coming out. They made a reboot movie. It should be coming out.
No way.
Why?
We just mentioned that earlier.
Yep.
Why?
They just made another. They're making a reboot of it. It should be coming out.
Oh my gosh, John Goodwin was such great in that. Hopefully they make it the kind of the funny-ish, scary. I don't know if I'll watch it because I hate spiders, but
Yeah.
that one always gave me the heebie-jeebies to begin with watching that movie. All the spiders coming out of the barn and everything else. Ugh.
I thought you were talking about there was a movie back in 1979 called Unidentified Flying Oddball. That's the
That's an
movie I
interesting
thought
one.
you
I don't
were
think I've
talking-
seen that one, but no, that
Yeah, I
wasn't it.
mean it's same thing. Goofy guy in space. So.
Well, there was one with Don Knotts, and he's saying, "How do you use
Yes.
the bathroom?" And they quiet. He's like, "You what? You're kidding me?"
Really? I don't know that one either.
Yeah, I think that one was called. What was it? The Reluctant Astronaut or something? Don
Reluctant
Knotts did a whole bunch of those movies. He did one where he was a fish. They went in.
I remember that one. That was something
Yeah.
Flipper, the Dr. Flipper, or something.
Mr. Limpet or the Incredible Mr.
That's
Limpet.
it. That's it.
Mr. Limpet. Yep. So yeah, Don Knotts. Yeah, he had a little run. So
Somebody said
But-
Far Out Space Nuts, Bob Denver on Saturday mornings.
oh god.
I don't remember that one.
Oh wow!
No, yeah. So when we were talking about our list of things that's going to be dead, dying, or good, that popped up. And
yeah?
it was a one season wonder, and it was bad. There was another one with I think Ruth Buzzy and another.
Oh my gosh! Now you're dating
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Oh. That wasn't the one with the witch, right? When they're at the seashore.
No, that was
Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
yeah.
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 Which that one I always got confused with that one with the one with the little the flute.
Oh.
Yes.
Puffin stuff.
Was that
HR
Puffin stuff? Yeah.
Puppet stuff, yeah. Which those puppets will never come back and scare you or grow
Lost
up.
Saucer. Yeah.
Lost
Robert
Saucer.
Baum does it again. Lost Saucer. So I think that's the one. Yeah, that's the one with. It was a guy and a girl. It was. Don't waste your time. We have better things to do.
We need some brain cells burned out. I know exactly the show you need to watch. Had
Jim Neighbors. Yeah,
Jim Neighbors and Ruth Buzzy.
Yeah.
I already feel brain cells popping at this point.
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh, the Lost Saucer.
I think that comic to me was Garland Williams, something like that, or Garland Howard, whatever that guy was. I forgot the guy in Rocket Man.
Oh yeah, the comedian that was in that. I have no clue who that guy was.
Okay, but that was back in the 70s, and they were definitely on cocaine. There's no two ways about it.
Or Quaaludes.
The writers and the actors.
Yeah. So this is what we're gonna do.
What was I saying?
Where was I at? Who are you? Yep.
Now I know why Sherlock from the Magic Forest was so happy. Not cocaine.
Oh my goodness.
The
Big Apple Comic Con comes out this weekend.
What does?
That's it.
Oh.
Big Apple Comic Con.
Hey, are you going?
I think I might go Saturday. I think I might go with my nephew.
Is there anybody special going to be there, or anybody? No.
I didn't see the guest list, but I think I go take an adventure into Manhattan for the day and disappear.
Okay.
The wife's not going?
No, she's got bowling and she doesn't want to go in the city. I'm like, come on, let's go. No, I don't want to go. Okay.
Hey, she's happy. Are you taking the Minions?
No, the Minions won't let me take the Minions to the city. I think I'll take one of them, but if they want to go, I know one, but they got to behave. Today was a rough day.
Minions on cocaine. There we go.
They got lots of energy. I wish I could have so much I could buy all that and sell it. I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah, I always say the kids. Look at all the energy these kids have. Yeah, they suck it out of their parents.
There you go. Yeah.
That's why their parents are so tired and the kids are so wired.
My favorite is like, how did you get that on the wall? How did you get that on the wall?
Where are your
You're
shoes?
cleaning that. I'm not touching it.
Yeah. Just where are your shoes at? How did they end up there? Why are they in the dishwasher? Really?
You just took your shoes off. What do you mean you know where your shoes are? They're right there. You took them off. Ah. I know. I need a lot of coffee and a lot of fresh air in the morning.
Yeah.
The only thing I have a problem with a lot of these new video games is you have to buy the new stuff to get a PS5.
Yeah.
It's not cheap, I mean, like the Jedi Survivor, I played that last one on the PS4, and I would like to continue the story, but they're not going to make it on the PS4. And the games aren't cheap, so
that's how they make their money.
I mean, I'm just not going to. I mean, that right there, just to play that one game is what? It's going to be $600. Like $60 for the game, and then
it's not on Steam.
I
don't
on
computer,
PC, right?
PC.
I don't like the PC gameplay.
I'm not
the keyboard.
No.
Well, no, you can get a joystick that plugs into your PC if your USB.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I got stuff to build. I got other things to do.
Go build something or go play games.
You laugh. I actually gave up video games to give myself more time to build.
Things.
I actually made that decision. So
yeah, that's how I gave up cocaine, because I just didn't have enough time for it.
I bought a house and we had a lot of renovations, so I told my wife, so if I get finished everything, I want to get an Xbox. I said, okay. And the house
never
they've not
finish everything.
I'm still working on it.
What was the movie?
I gave up on the video games.
The movie where
Money
I think it was Tom Hanks, Money Pit. Tom Hanks.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Money
I'm on
Pit.
my 5th life
Yep.
in this house. I fell through the roof. I fell off the scaffold. I think I have how many? What, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got about 2 lives left. So,
Oh my God.
house is killing me.
Oh.
If it wasn't on cocaine, I'd be a lot more quicker.
Yeah. How'd you get things done so fast? Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Put the fast forward.
Speed, cocaine, whatever, hey. Caffeine, go for it.
So a lot of crying.
That's it. All right. Thanks, John.
And that's it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
John.
Thank you anyway.
And,
Have a good night, guys.
Yep.
Hey,
Good night.
You too.
Now, it's just the two of us.
Hey.
We can squirrel it if we try. Just the
And no
two.
one's gonna stop us. It's on now.
It's 2:00 in the morning and they're still broadcasting. How the heck did we get talked about detergent? Yeah.
He thought it was cocaine.
Yeah. I like Tide so much better than Cheer. Yeah.
Oh,
Don't you like
yeah.
the smell of Gain? I mean, the Valcron. I went to the tip barge and found some awesome Valcron. So
I'm going to date myself. The old Benny Hill joke. You wash all your clothes in Tide. Well, why would you wash your clothes in Tide? Because it's too dang cold out Tide.
Oh, what was the one I did this week? I was talking to one of the kids that work for me. They're not kids, but they're in their mid-20s, and I said, "Yeah, we're the movers, we're the shakers, we're the coffee generation." He's like, "What?"
Never mind.
Go to YouTube.
Never
Go to
mind.
YouTube. Look it up. He goes to YouTube, looks it up, and like, my gosh, they act like it's a freaking drug. Imagine that.
Kind of is.
Yeah. Now everybody out there is probably Googling, movers, shakers, coffee generation. I want to watch something that on YouTube.
But
That
not
was-
until we get done with what we're doing.
Yeah. Don't
go
wait.
anywhere.
Don't go there. We got good things to do. We are up with, you know what I forgot to do? Okay. I got to do that. So hang on for a second. We will set up the double people thing with the whatchamacallit so we can do the you know what.
Well, don't be so technical.
Yeah, that's it. Let me push the button
I
over
can't
here.
keep up.
There we go. That works. Now we can both be on screen and the PowerPoint can be on screen at the same time.
Okay.
Whammo.
Let's bring it.
All right. So tonight's topic is cocaine. Oh, no. I mean,
Good, bad, or dead?
good, bad, or dead. So I've got let me get my thing set up here. So we got good, bad, or dead. So our very first one is Doctor Who. What do you think?
Doctor Who is definitely not dead. And one of the conversations you were saying was, does it need current content to keep it alive?
Mm-hmm.
And I would...
Yeah. There's the season 13's coming out, or the season 14's coming out. So this individual down in the bottom left-hand corner, forgive me, I forgot his name. He's the new doctor.
That's the new doctor. Yeah.
Yep.
So I haven't. The last Doctor I watched was the one after Tenet. So I didn't watch anything after Tenet. And
Which one's
it felt
Tenet?
like he's the short guy, curly hair. I got a model in the other room.
Okay,
but I'm
yeah,
like,
that one I know. Very, one of the very first Doctor Who's is probably the season I watched on BBC that was like really, really, really badly videoed.
Oh no, you're thinking of Tom Baker.
Yeah.
Now,
That's it. Curly hair, hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's the last one
think
I watched. I haven't watched any since.
Wow. So for most Americans, I think that's about the time Doctor Who was when I was introduced to it was Tom Baker, and so
Dude, I'm sorry.
even
I'm going to squirrel on you for a second.
okay.
I just scrolled over top of my Windows thing. Do you know what today is?
No.
World Bear Day.
Oh God. It's World Cocaine Bear Day.
Sorry. All right. I scrolled off like, no, we're get back. Okay. You know what?
So the reason I'd say, even if they weren't doing any current Doctor Who, over the weekends, there's a channel that runs Doctor Who, and I have found myself on the weekends building with Doctor Who on, and they just run show after show after show.
Do you know, has anybody done any fan fiction or fan films on that? I haven't looked that up. I'll look that up.
I'm
Keep
sure
talking.
they have.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have, especially with the TARDIS. You know, you could take your own take on that, and you could take it anywhere. It's so broad. Doctor Who is just so broad, and it's been on since the 60s. So I guess the reason I'd say that even without current content, it would still be alive, because it's still strong, because you can go back, and even with the streaming now, they make it easy for you just have to turn your TV on. You don't have to go get a disc. You don't have to boot anything up. So Doctor Who, definitely strong.
Yep. And there are a number of fan films, by the way, online for YouTube.
Oh.
So who would have thought?
Okay.
I believe you're right. I think it's definitely strong. I mean, they're coming out with a new series this year, so I don't know what the special thing with them is, but they've kept up their fan base really well.
The special thing with Doctor Who is everyone always wants to see what's the new Doctor like, what's the companion like. Whenever you get a new Doctor, usually get a new companion, and then the Doctor gets to almost choose his own wardrobe, and then they change the interior of the TARDIS. So everybody kind of keeps up with that. That kind of keeps it fresh.
Yeah. All right, next up. Stargate. Now, this will also include Stargate Universe, Stargate Atlantis, and what was the other one? Universe, Atlantis.
SG-1? Was it SG-1, Atlantis,
the movies, of course, the movies that were there too. So
the movies sucked.
So there was some talk about another show or series, but in my opinion, in this case, and I mean, I love the show. It was fun. It's always had something new going on. I would love to see it go farther, but I think I'm going to have to label it as at least weak. I don't think it's dead yet, but I would say it's weak.
With as young as if they could bring the actors back for it, if everyone's still kind of alive, I'll agree with you on that one. It's probably weak, not dead. And again, it was so broad, because you had the SG-1, then you had Atlantis, then you had
all the different ones.
They milked it. They milked it.
They definitely, their writers definitely knew how to go about getting more content out of one idea. So
weak. Okay.
Yeah, I would say it's weak. I think we're good there. All right, what we got next? Y'all, this one, unfortunately,
Defiance.
Oh my gosh, I love this show, but it's dead.
I've never watched it. I don't know anything about it other than that it looks like the St. Louis Arch.
Yep, the show was amazing. It had like 3 or 4 seasons. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's 3. Great storyline, great actors, actresses, but there's no movement on it, and there is no fan base. Zero fan base. I went online to Facebook to try to find a fan, a group, a Defiance fan group, and there really is just one group, and there's like no posts since 2019.
Oh wow! Did it end on a cliffhanger or anything?
No, it didn't end on a cliffhanger. It had a decent ending to it too, but it just, I don't know what happened. I mean, I love the character of Nolan and and the the Earth Republic and all that stuff. It was great. It was a really good show. But yeah, it's unfortunately it's
Mike
dead. I
DeBruce
mean, nobody
says
dresses up.
Defiance
You know,
exists.
you never go to con and see somebody dressed up in a Defiance ever.
Okay, but if you did,
If I
would you know
did,
it's
I'd have a
Defiance?
heart attack.
right? But
I would
if-
recognize them.
okay, but would the general
Would anybody else
public-
recognize them? Probably not, because there's just not a huge fan base.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, my daughter wanted to do an IRATH, which is the girl on the far right hand side. So
Okay, I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Leonidas, that's her last name, Stephanie Leonidas.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm horrible with names, and I remember that one. That's amazing. All right, next up,
V. I would say V is weak, not
Okay.
dead, because it was so open in. I'm not a big fan of always going back and remaking it,
Mhm.
but V is one you could go back and do a remake on. I would give that one a shot.
Yeah, I would
I
say
would definitely
weak as well,
watch.
because they did a redo. They did a reimagining of V. You ever see it?
I must have missed-
oh my
no.
gosh, you've got to see it. It's really good. They did a reimagining of V. It was starred the girl who was the on Firefly. That was the
The blue girl, no, or the
no, Firefly.
the Firefly.
Firefly. Western in space.
Oh yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Gina Torres.
The one that had, she was the hooker. I can say any other word.
Oh yeah. Her. Yeah, it was such a great show. Yeah.
Yeah. So they redid. I think it had 2 seasons. You'll have to look that one up too. Great show. Redid. I think
No, not Summer Glau. Not Summer Glau.
No, not Summer Glau. No. I think there's a possibility to go there, but you can say there is a fan base. There's a number of people. You go to cons, you still see people dressed up as V, quite a bit. So
the uniforms are very iconic.
Yes.
And I always look at the weapons being,
Yep.
a prop guy. Definitely, the weapons are iconic.
Yep, and you can still get the
So-
weapons from all the different prop makers, and I think I was trying to get a hold of some of the people from there's a Connecticut Mothership, I think, group online that does the uniforms, and they go to Dragon Con every year, and they did a thing with Bryan Singer. They had the applause signs for the original V. They all lined up the front of the stage and stood there like it was great. It was fun.
Well,
So I think it's weak.
So
I don't think
definitely
it's
weak.
dead yet. I think it's weak. Definitely, I don't see any movement on it, but there's still a pretty good fan base.
So props to James McCoy, Marina Bakarian
Yeah, that's it.
for
Moriana or is it Morena or Moriana? Morena or Marina? All right, next up, one of my favorites, Logan's
Okay.
Run. Now, there has
Go
been
ahead.
numerous rumors back and forth, and we tried to interview the director of the supposed remake of Logan's Run. And it's just been wallowing somewhere in the ether. I think it's still a possibility to bring it back and redo it, but I don't think it's on the forefront. So I don't know if I want to say it's dead. I would definitely, it's between weak and dead, but it's almost dead because the fan base is older, like me.
Right.
And nobody knows anything about it. So I think the fan base being older and Hollywood's looking to make money, this could be an idea that they're looking at, but I don't think they're looking to make much money off of it unless they can spice it up for the younger crowd.
I'm gonna call it dead.
You're gonna call it dead,
and
huh?
That really hurts me to say that because
Yeah.
I do love Logan's Run, but I also think if I did a cosplay and went to con, probably 5 people would recognize me.
Yep.
I could probably.
There's a big group of Logan's Run cosplayers at Dragon Con every year.
Really?
Yep. They got the Sandman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, see, but that's the most iconic piece. Everybody else, the Sandmen are the only.
I know a couple of them dress up like the Jessica does too with the Ankh.
Yeah, but see, if I saw that, I wouldn't. Are you just doing the 70s or there's the Ankh? Okay, Logan's Run. You
Logan's Run.
Have that you in. So.
All right, I'm close. I'm close to dead, but I'm not willing to call it dead. But it's close. All right, next up, Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes will never be dead.
I don't think so.
I think that's.
And if you ever get a chance to listen, and I think the book is free on Amazon, if you have Audible, it's one of the free books. You don't even have to pay. You don't even have to pay credits for the Planet of the Apes. A great Audible audiobook. But Disney now owns Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
So now it's not only the House of Mouse, it's the House of Apes. On cocaine.
I think Planet of the Apes is one of those stories that you could afford to tell and retell and retell. And you've got comics, there was a TV series. There's so much going. Planet of the Apes is definitely not dead.
No.
And I don't think it'll be dead for any time in the near future.
I think we're good to say it's strong because Disney is getting ready to release Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes here shortly. Now, Planet of the Apes is definitely my daughter's favorite because I let her watch it when she was really young, and it scared her, and I got in trouble for it. But I was trying to expand her horizons, and talking apes was just a little too much for a 5-year-old. Just a little too much. And she always mentions that too.
You take her to the zoo, and she's like, Cornelius, talk to me. I know you can talk.
Oh my gosh, it's going to enslave me. It's going to break out of the cage. But yeah, I think they're going really strong, and they've done a lot of different ones. Now, another one, if you get a chance, the audio books for Planet of the Apes are available on Audible, and they are great. War of the Planet of the Apes was one of my favorites, and it's one of those books that you can listen to, and you definitely can see it happening in your head as you're driving 80 miles per hour down an interstate.
So, but are those books based on the original works, or is it based on the reimagined stuff, or
both?
Yes. Okay.
You can get the original Planet of the Apes books, and then you can get the books based on the movies. Okay. But really good books. So yeah, I think you're right. I think it's pretty strong. This one I can't say anything about because I've only watched one episode.
Yeah,
but from what I understand.
You watch one more episode than me then.
Yeah, so we can't really make a judgment call much on this one, but I know Game of Thrones is over, but they've got all these other spin-offs. So I think this one's dead, but the spin-offs are alive, so maybe we call it strong? I don't know. I think it's a higher. It's not quite strong, but it's not quite weak, so it's in the middle.
Somewhere it's in the middle between strong and weak. Yeah,
I think that one's I don't have a middle one, so I can do. Let's do this strong weak.
There you go.
All right, next up, one of my favorite shows,
$6 Million Man.
So we had Mr. Larson on a show a number of times, and he has mentioned, "Don't give up the faith. These shows are still available." And they pulled a rabbit out of their hat with the Fall Guy. So I don't know. I would say this is weak, but if you're talking fandom, it's dead. Nobody dresses up like $6 Million Man and goes to cons or anything like that.
No.
The fandom is not there. Now, they could probably reimagine it. I know people hate when I hate even thinking about that stuff, but I think if they reimagined it and made it the $6 billion man, because
See,
Billion's
I
not
don't
anymore.
like that.
But I think if they
That's
reimagined
cheesy.
it, I think they reimagined it, they could probably get some money out of it. But I would say this one's probably dead if you want to see the original.
I'll agree with you there, because to me, when you start to go to the point where you're changing the name, then it's already done. It's already done.
Yeah, James
Because-
McCoy's like, we can rebuild him. Yeah. A $6 million dog on cocaine. Oh, that would be a good one.
So, well, they did have a bionic dog.
Yes.
So,
And the bionic woman, and surprised they didn't have a bionic kid. I'm sure that was something.
they
Somebody probably
actually
came up with
did.
that. No,
no, they
yeah.
they had a movie, and it was, and they brought Lindsay Wagner back and Lee Majors, and there was a kid, and I think by that time million wasn't enough, so I think they had changed it to billion or something, or maybe they called it the $60 billion. I don't know. It was
The next one will be Bitcoin.
No. Have you seen how much Bitcoin's going for?
I have no clue.
They couldn't make a finger.
This one's going to be interesting. Actually, he goes to cons quite a bit, and there's a little bit of a following. But this one, I hate to say, everybody, but I'm pretty sure this one is dead.
Okay,
They're not going to remake this one. It was a fun show, though.
I'm sorry.
It was cheesy.
I did watch it. I did watch
it. It was cheesy. I get it.
I'm gonna have to put that in the new category of probably never should have been made. But that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah. The best thing about that show, and I think James McCoy's right, the soundtrack. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
Yeah.
And that's sad that I can remember that this many years later. I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I can recite the song to a show that's been dead for years. All right. This one is definitely an interesting one.
Okay.
It's dead. Nobody can do that show without Robin Williams. Robin Williams was the main thing on that. And once again, I've seen one person at a con dressed up as Mork with the triangle and everything in the jumpsuit. But I haven't seen anything other than that. What do you think?
Okay. Is it dead? Yes. But because it's been a long time, so that was late 80s.
Yep, it was right after Battlestar Galactica, by the way.
If the right
they were fighting back and forth for.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We talked about that. If the right comedian came along, I think they could redo it.
Who do you think? Gabriel Iglesias?
You know,
he could do it. I think. I'm joking there, but that could be an interesting one. Honestly, Gabriel Iglesias coming from outer space. Fluffy from outer space.
Okay, you know what? You might have something there. You need to email him.
Yeah. You need to do this, Fluffy.
Work. Well, I was gonna say back in the day, if it had been done, I would say Jim Carrey could have done it. Yeah. Well, I guess if
maybe.
I really think he could have. I probably would have rather seen him as Mork than Ace Ventura. So, but
or the the cable guy.
Right.
Those are horrible movies.
I think he could do it.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, keep going.
I think Kevin Hart.
Yep.
No, that would make Mork a movie rated R.
Yeah.
I think. Oh God, I lost it. Somebody. Oh well, I'll think of it later. But somebody else could do it. I had a good one, and it's off in the ether now. So it'll come back.
All right. Next up,
The Expanse.
I've seen a number of cosplays on these. The cosplay from there. I think with the number of books that came out on The Expanse and they did not finish it really.
Really?
There's a good possibility that somebody could do something, but there is no movement in regards to doing it. I mean, but the fan base alone got them another 2 seasons. I think it was 2.
Right.
So just the fan base alone was extremely dedicated. So I would say it's weak. I don't think it's dead yet.
Yeah. I would call it weak because I didn't read any of the books or listen to the audio tapes.
You've got to listen. Those are awesome.
I've heard a lot of people say they're awesome, and where they ended it, it left it open-ended for just that universe. I mean, I think the story for those characters is probably done, but the universe itself is there's a lot of meat left on that bone. So yeah, I would say it's weak, but not dead.
So somebody earlier was asking, where's a specific show? And you asked for it. Yes, we have it on our list.
Oh,
I'll save us the time. It's dead. Dead, Jim. It's dead.
Okay, let's add number 2 should have never been made.
Oh, come on. And when I was that young, it was still a pretty entertaining show. It was still entertaining.
Stand for something. It was
Alien life form.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, like I said, I am.
Now it has been purchased by.
Snob.
It just recently got purchased by Shout Factory, and I guess Shout Factory has some TV channels. They're looking to put it back on the TV.
But doesn't Shout Factory do horror?
No, Shout Factory does old movies, and they remake them onto DVDs and everything else. So I just picked up the latest. They did a 4K ultra high definition version of They Live.
Oh, okay.
So,
you know what? This would be one, if they reimagined it and not as a comedy, I'd give it a shot.
Not as a comedy. I don't know if I could watch it and not think comedy.
You know what? Go 180 degrees. Make it a horror flick.
Where he comes in and eats everybody.
Hey,
we don't eat cats, we eat humans.
Alf on cocaine. I'm on board.
Cocaine Alf.
Cocaine Alf. I'm on board.
All right. Next up.
The Orville. I've not watched any of those.
No. They're really good, believe it or not.
I think
they have comedy and they have seriousness, and they've got a really well mix on it. Now, they're still waiting to find out if the next season comes out. So, at best, right now, you could say it is weak because there hasn't been a announcement for a new season. But on the opposite end of that, I know a number of people who have cosplays of the Orville. A number of people. I've seen quite a few people.
Most people that I know,
and you can go buy them too. So there's still, there's still a fan base for it. Now, I don't know if there's any. Let's see if they have a Orville fan films. I'll bet you somebody does them.
I would call it weak on the production level, but strong on the fan base. Because anybody who likes that, the reason I didn't care for it, I didn't watch any episodes, is I think they real worlded it too much for me. They swear, and it's
there's a couple of fan series.
Really?
Yeah, who would have thought? But yeah, I think it's weak. Seth MacFarlane has always been a Star Trek fanatic when he was younger, and that's kind of why he went with this one. But it's dying. The notoriety is starting to die off a little bit. I think they're going to struggle to get to the next season.
You know, I think the thing that will kill Orville it's being trumped by the thing it's mimicking.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
doing
all
so
the-
well
much
on Star
Star
Trek.
Wars-
Why do we
Star
need
Trek.
the Orville?
Yeah.
You know,
Here's one of my favorites.
Under the Dome. I've never seen that one.
Yep. And unfortunately, I have to say it's dead. It's not coming back.
Okay.
It's not coming back. But if you do get a chance to watch it, it's a great 3 seasons to get experience with Under the Dome, and it's a mystery and it's science fiction type stuff. So it was good. Based on Stephen King.
I might have watched the very first episode of that. Wasn't there one Twilight Zone of something like that, Under the Dome or something like that, where there's like a city or a town was walled off or whatever?
Yeah,
no one
that's
could leave?
the whole premise behind Under the Dome. That's Stephen King, by the way. So,
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll give it a shot.
yeah, hey, give it a shot.
dead,
but
but I'll give it a shot.
it's dead because nobody cosplays that or anything else. Here's another
But what
one.
would you
that
cosplay for that?
Yeah. Well, there's the people in there. This is another one that unfortunately is probably that's dead. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
Sequest DSV is probably not going to make a comeback.
Sequest killed itself.
Well, was it
Sequest-
Sequest 2023 20
Yeah.
20
Well,
something?
they started in the ocean, and then something happened that they ended up on another planet, and
Yeah, it's the 2020 version, 2020 whatever version of it.
yeah. And it also didn't help. I think the young kid on the show, I think he committed suicide, and that kind of
wow.
hurt the show a little bit
Didn't
too.
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wesley Crusher
Yeah, the dude,
character.
the one in the third one from the center.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah,
So,
unfortunately,
yeah.
I like the dolphin. What was the dolphin's name? Damn it. Oh, Darwin.
Darwin.
Yep.
Darwin. Oh. Stand by. Oh. Okay. They actually made model kits. I have a Darwin model.
No way. Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
I don't think I can reach it. I'll put a picture up later and then
Okay.
you can post it. Yeah, but it's
Darwin.
actually pretty good. It's pretty good.
This one I liked a lot, but yeah, it had 1 season, and it's dead.
Never watched it.
Terra Nova. It
it-
was dinosaur type things. It was good, but and then the actors in it were phenomenal. I can't remember the guy's name with the white hair in the back left. He also played in what was the Stephen Cameron's they just came out with one, the little blue people and the freaking
Avatar?
Avatar. Yeah, he played in Avatar.
Okay. Oh, okay, I see it now. Yeah,
Yeah. Great movie, you get a chance to watch, or great show if you get a chance to watch it, but I believe it was only 1 season and it died. It played off the dinosaur thing that was kind of popular at the time with Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, yeah.
And then it kind of died. So, unfortunately. Here's a good one though, Andromeda. Gene Roddenberry.
I love Andromeda. You talk about a show that had a bunch of character development. It was really good. It's dead.
Yeah,
It is
unfortunately, I've never seen anybody
dead.
cosplay at it. I don't know where the fans are, if they've if they've grown too old to do anything else. But is that Kevin Sorbo? No. Who's the lead actor there? Kevin Sorbo?
Yeah, Kevin Sorbo. Yeah.
Yeah. He's getting up there in ages, but he's always fun. He goes to cons all the time and talks and everything else. He's a fun guy to.
Somebody was saying they were doing something with Kevin Sorbo within the last week.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It might have been a fan. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's
Let's see what we got.
good-looking
Kevin
guy.
Sorbo.
Well, while you're doing that,
Kevin Sorbo news. Kevin Sorbo on why now is the right time to release the Left Behind sequel. Oh, yeah. He was big in the Left Behind series, which was the Christian Left Behind stuff. When was this out? 2022. Yeah, so he's looking to get that up and running.
Here's your Darwin.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Hang on, we got to go full screen for that one. Hang on. Yeah. Oops. Oh,
I'm not Kevin Sorbo.
there we go.
Yeah. So it's a good little kit.
That's a neat little kit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad it doesn't go.
And that's the sad thing about
now
it.
I've got it. Darwin on cocaine.
Darwin. Well, no, because he talked too. He was.
Yeah, that's right.
The thing about that show probably should have gone further because they had model kits. It was, they had the special effects. Everything was good on it, and it just somewhere along the line it just derailed. Hey, I'm not dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
You old burglar, dead.
The Cylon dagger got you.
Yes, it did. So, sorry. Squirrel!
Squirrel!
What's next?
Hang on, I gotta get to the images again and get rid of dead. There we go. All right. So that was Andromeda.
Dead.
I don't know who sold the rights to Will Ferrell to make a remake of this show, but they should have been shot.
Yeah.
I love the original show, and these people are at cons quite a bit. I mean, I think you were just mentioning that they were going to be at a con close to you.
Yeah, the girl and the brother and sister are going to be at Wonderfest this year.
Yeah,
and that's in the first weekend in June. So
I would say, I'm afraid to say it. I mean, I don't see any movement anytime soon, and I don't see a lot of people dressing up as those. I do see the actors, those two actors, coming to a lot of different things. So I hate to say it, but I'm leaning towards dead.
Oh no, it's dead. I mean, even
especially after Will Ferrell stabbed it with the abomination that he made. It really wasn't that funny.
Were the Slee Stacks in it? Because the Slee Stacks, which is the alien there in the
right,
those scared the.
Oh yeah, they were scary.
Out of me
what was the Enoch? He was Enoch was the smart one, or was it Enoch that was the one that talked to them and helped them? That's Enoch there, I believe.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, that's sad. I can probably remember that. Once again, I can't remember to have breakfast, but I can remember the character in a 1970s freaking.
You know what though?
That I watched when I was like 10 years old.
I could see somebody redoing that as more of a serious film.
Mm-hmm.
And it doing okay.
No, it wasn't Chaka, but I do remember Chaka.
No, not Chaka. Yeah, Chaka was
Chaka Khan.
But
Chaka, no, it's not Chaka Khan either.
No, not Chaka Khan.
Did Chaka go to a con? Chaka Khan. Yeah, I can't. I think it was Enoch. That was the name of it. All right, one of my favorites is up next. Enoch. I think it was Enoch. Yeah, that's it. There we go. What do you think? There is a big following.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you're going to see them at cons, but I know they have a very large fan base. And I know, matter of fact, we'll be interviewing a group of fans that are rebuilding the Mack truck and the trailer. They actually have found the original Mack truck and trailer, and they are rebuilding it from the ground up. So, and you can, for I think it was $120, you can actually get a piece of that Mack truck as they pull parts out and put new ones in. So like a hose or whatever else, and it's got a picture of the Mack truck and everything else. I'm like, no, I don't need that. It's cool, but I really don't need that. It's cool, though, but I really don't need that. So yeah, we'll actually have them on there. So I would say, and then of course, how many remakes have they had on it already?
Exactly. They had the 2000s.
They're still going to do another remake, I think. If they did the Fall Guy remake, this is still good for another remake, I think. So I would say weak.
I would say weak to dead, because the challenges on this one is you got to find the right guy for one. You got to find the right car for two. You got to find the right voice for Kit.
The new Knight Rider will be a Tesla.
Oh God. Oh, that would be embarrassing. Michael, I can't go any further because I need to recharge.
Michael, please pull into the next recharge station and stay 45 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had a different one. They had Knight Rider 2000. They had a Knight Rider where he was in it. And I don't think it's dead yet. I think I'm leaning, I feel leaning towards weak to dead, right in between there. I don't know what you call that. Zombie.
I would go.
It's zombie. It's not dead.
Go,
it's weak, but it's not quite dead yet. So I guess zombie would probably be more with
actually, zombie's a good term because if I don't think production wise, it's you're going to go anywhere, but the fan base still is always going to hold someone's heart in the fan base. So
yeah,
zombies are actually a good. So it's not it's dead, but it still has life.
Right. It's still
zombie.
There's still it's still existing.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody else mentioned this one earlier, and yes, we do have it on our list. Space Above and Beyond.
Space Above and Beyond.
Now, this is a tough one for me. I want it to be weak. I really want it to be strong. But I think I don't know if the storyline is ever going to get picked up by anybody. It was, I didn't even know about this show until a couple of years ago. I never watched it when I was growing up. So, Cocaine Tesla. There we go.
I didn't even know about the show until you told me about it.
Yeah. I mean,
I was aware of it, but I didn't watch it until
right. And you get to see it on, and it's a really good show. And it's a really, the actors were really good. The actresses were really good. And we did interview the commander.
Yep.
And what a great guy too. If you ever go back and see one of his interviews, but yeah, I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to have to lean towards. I don't see anybody doing anything with it.
It was a good show. I wouldn't call it a great show, though. I mean,
it was a budget show. I think you could look at it and say it was lower budget than some of your bigger things were. I don't know what I don't remember what was it NBC or what group had them on.
I think I want to say it was CBS.
Yeah, CBS.
I think it was CBS because it definitely wasn't on NBC. I think it was CBS. Could they?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's pretty.
Yeah, she's a dead. She's a dead.
He's a dead Jim. It's dead Jim.
Dead Jim. He's dead Jim.
One of my favorite book series, audiobook wise, is Altered Carbon. The audiobooks on these were amazing, and the shows matched pretty good. I think there was 3 seasons. There was 2 seasons and the third season to make it, or 3 seasons and the fourth season. I can't remember. But yeah, Paul says he thinks it was Fox was the Space Above and Beyond. I think you're right, Paul.
Okay.
But Altered Carbon, I think, with the book series that was out there and everything else, it could have life, but I hate to say it, but there's no movement that I could have seen anywhere on the internet. Nobody's interested in picking the storyline up anymore. It was a fantastic storyline to begin with, but
I watched it streaming, and I couldn't watch the episodes fast enough. I think it's a really good storyline.
Yep. But it's, in my opinion, it's dead. There's nobody going to pick it up. They finished their series and they moved on. I don't think they're going to come anywhere else on it.
I'll have to agree with you on that one. I'd really want that to be zombie, but I can't even.
Yeah. Again,
I don't think there was anything iconic enough in it to where if you saw somebody dressed up like that at the con, that anyone would know. You know.
The story was good though. All right, next up, Buck Riders. This is a tough one. Now I know. Once again, we've interviewed Mr. Larson a couple of times now, and they're still saying, "Don't give up the fight." And George Clooney, in 2021 signed on to do a remake, but it's stagnant. It's something out there. They're not moving on it. But I know George Clooney signed on to be one of the producers and one of the actors. And it just, I best I can say, I don't think it's dead. Definitely don't think it's strong, and I don't know if it's quite zombie. So I'm guessing weak, because there has been rumors about a new remake.
I would also call it weak, but for whatever reason, that storyline, the Buck Rogers story, is one that you could retell and
over and over again.
Yeah, and I don't think that particular story ever gets old. So I don't think it will ever.
Twiggy would get old for me. I mean, Twiggy was just a miniature Cylon wannabe.
Twiggy, man, Twiggy was okay.
Paul's like,
as much as I don't like comedy overlapping into my sci-fi, he was the comic relief, and he gets a pass. He gets a pass.
And I think Scott's I don't know how you say, Jin ATL Gil's at the cons all the time. Gil Gerard's amazing. If you get a chance to go to con and just go get, buy one of his shirts or whatever else, and he sells the Buck Rogers shirts and everything else, and he is so fantastic to talk to. His age, he's still all there, and he's still sharp, and he's still fun to talk to, and he will. If there's nobody around, you can stand there and talk to him for a good amount of time. Now, he is also a salesman, because he'll what you really need is one of these shirts right here. I designed this thing myself, and because he designed the logo on it himself. Designed this logo myself. I think you really should get one of these shirts, and he'll talk a little bit more. Did you see these lunch boxes I have over here? But he's there to make some money, and I can appreciate that. But he's got some great stories, and he's so fun to be around. I really did have a good time talking to Gil. We talked for like at least 30-35 minutes.
His health isn't so good lately, is it? I mean,
no, when I think he went to Dragon Con last year, when I met him, he had to have somebody wheel him to the thing. But he was standing at his booth, so I don't think he walks well.
Yeah, so he would definitely be one if he's on your list of stars to see. If you can find and get out to see him. Yeah, because
we said that this one was probably weak. Yeah,
weak. Yeah.
Hopefully they come out and George Clooney will do something. But I can see George Clooney as him.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to upgrade that to zombie for me, because the studio will find it weak, but the fan base I don't think will ever let it die. No. So I'm gonna call it zombie.
All right, next up. This one is good, great show, but it's dead. They're not going to do any more. They've pulled as much money out of it as they possibly could.
That hurts, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original was good, and the remake was good. Some people are like, I don't like the remake. People always hate the remakes because it's not the original. It's not going to be the original.
Right.
Battlestar is the same way. It's not going to be the original. It's always going to be reimagined somehow. It's going to be something different. At least they didn't go off the rails and make different, well, they did go off the rails and make the bad person, Dr.
Smith.
Dr. Smith, a female. So,
but it worked.
Well, she was a great Dr. Smith.
Oh my goodness,
she played a great part. So
she had I didn't think I would like her story arc.
Yep,
but it was fantastic.
It was.
I think the upside to this version of Lost in Space, though, is at least we get closure. At least, we're not stuck with, well, they're still out there somewhere. So if they never go back to it, this would be one I could see them coming back to in about 10, 15 years. Like, we need a new idea.
Maybe.
Hey, let's do that, you know.
But once again, nobody's at cons on these. The fan base on this is it's a good show, but there's not a fan following to the point where people are holding talks at cons, about the different things or what could we go. I doubt I haven't looked, but I doubt there's any fan shows of this one. Maybe the old one. I could see the old one, but the newer one, I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say, well, I mean, the lady that plays Judy Robinson, she comes to Wonderfest a lot. And they had the robot builders, and they had the set there. I mean, you had that stuff on the show, or showed pictures of it.
Yeah.
And they're regulars at Wonderfest. So the original, I mean, I think it's going to be around for a while. It doesn't hurt that it's on MeTV.
Yeah.
That doesn't hurt at all.
I love that free stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a couple more. I know we're a little over time, but that's fine.
Are we?
Here we go.
Oh, wow.
This one's one of my favorites. And
I would be on board for this.
I would be on board for this. But the funny thing is once again, this was a 2021 article. They want to put Alien Nation into a 10 episode series. Oh yeah, we're gonna have that happen. That was 2021. That was 2 years ago. Sound familiar? We have the same problem with Battlestar Galactica. So unfortunately, we are in the weak stage. There is some rumors about it going out. Some people dress up at cons with this, but not very many. There's a lot of people who collect the different pieces from the show. I think there's a fan base for it, but I don't think it's anywhere near the point where you need to make money off of it.
Okay. I really want to call it zombie because unlike Ultra Carbon and some of the other ones, if someone's at the con with that headdress, immediately what it is.
Yep.
But no, I'll have to agree with you. It's probably weak. It's probably not going to happen. I'll call it weak.
One of my favorite shows.
Have not watched that one, Falling Skies.
I can tell you it is dead.
Oh.
Because Noah, what's his last name? Keep saying Hathaway, but that's the star of the show. when the last final
Wiley?
season hit, Wiley, that's it. When the last final season hit, he says, "I'm glad it's over."
Really?
So, he doesn't want to do another one. I don't see. It had a decent ending on it, so I think they're pretty good saying it's dead, and nobody does anything with that. Worst ending ever. Said, I agree.
Worst ending ever.
I don't know, Mike. The new Battlestar Galactica, I would put that up against worst ending ever. So I think those both would have you have to fight those two out for worst ending ever.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So
we'll get there.
All right. Caprica. Now you have not watched Caprica.
I have not watched Caprica.
You put that one on the top of your list. It starts out a little slow, but the intrigue and the story arc behind that it's more like a history piece for your Battlestar Galactica. Now, yes, I know it's kind of a history piece for the new series Battlestar Galactica, but it really doesn't connect that way. You could, as you're watching this, you could see this as the series that would lead into 1978 Battlestar Galactica. The Cylon piece of it is a little off if you're going to try to go that route, because the 1978 Battlestar Galactica, they were all androids, which in this case, they're pretty much androids with human body parts in it and everything else. You have to watch it. But, I really enjoyed it.
And I have it, too.
Yeah. You have Caprica? You haven't watched it?
Yes. My sister-in-law actually gave me a copy of it. I just haven't watched it yet.
Great acting. Great storyline. Great backstory for Adama. Great backstory for the Cylons. I think it was all great, but it's not going to be remade again. I mean, it doesn't seem like there is a interest in seeing the first Cylon War. how it came out. So I have to say it. I don't want to say it, but it is dead. But if you have not watched it, it's amazing. And we actually took some of this. We pulled a lot. I shouldn't say a lot. But we pulled quite a bit from this and dropped it into the Stranded Warrior because they are Tauron, and we made our Battlestar Tauron, and the language they use in there is Greek. They actually use the Greek language as the Tauron language, and some of the backstory and the Halatha, the going to the Earth and that kind of thing was good. I have to, Paul. I don't believe Blood and Chrome was better. I think Blood and Chrome was thrown together at the last minute. I think if you watch Caprica and Blood and Chrome, I think Caprica has a better storyline than Blood and Chrome does. If you like action and shoot 'em up Battlestar space battles, yeah, Blood and Chrome's got it.
Well, yeah.
But if you like a story arc that kind of connects to your Battlestar, then I think Caprica was it. But it is dead. There's nobody doing anything else on it. There's no talk about making another Caprica series. There's no talk about anything in that case. And then we'll go ahead.
I will say that I'm going to go on faith and I'll watch it because you're suggesting it. I think the reason I didn't watch it was, much like you guys have said previously, the ending of the other Galactica series. I think it just burned me so badly that I was done.
Was bad.
I was just like,
that was bad.
No.
Yeah.
When you destroy my ships,
is she dead? Is she a devil? Is she what's going? Why are we restarting again? Why are they looking at the?
Yeah.
Once again, that was writers on cocaine.
There you go. There you go.
That's what happens when you give your writers cocaine.
There was a time where that worked. This wasn't it.
Yeah, this wasn't it. That was, Miami Vice might have worked that way, but no.
Right.
Yeah. So we skipped a couple, but we're getting there. So we're down to the last couple of ones, and Battlestar Galactica in 1978, and I'm going to get shanked outside my house when I start talking about this one. I know that there has been rumors, and they've been over 2 years ago now, of Kinsberg remaking it. I know that Mr. Larson has said, "Don't give up the faith." I want to say it's strong, but there's no way I can say it's strong. Weak. I can't even say it's weak. The fan base for the original Battlestar Galactica is aging out. I'm getting old too. I get it. We're aging out. But the experiences I've had recently in regards to different things, and I know there's a huge fan base. There's no doubt about it. But I don't think they are going to make any money off of that fan base compared to the new Battlestar Galactica. They're going to make more money, and they have a bigger fan base in regards to the age difference in the new Battlestar Galactica. So I would lean towards dead. I don't want to say dead, so I want to keep that hope up. So I would say between weak and dead. So it's not quite dead, and it's not quite alive. So it's going to be zombied.
Okay.
Because
if you look at the fan base, your fan base, we John on critical life support.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great show. We love it. We all love it. But it just hasn't been a drive by the fans to make a move on it. I mean, I'm not. I don't want to say that. Go ahead.
I'd almost want to put it at zombie, not because it's definitely not strong.
No.
And the only reason I say zombie is because the biggest problem that I had with the new Galactica is it was a little bit dark. And with the world we're living in right now, there's so much dark
Wow.
I can see somebody saying, "Hey, we need sci-fi, and we need something a little bit more lighthearted, more." And I can see someone going, "Let's try this.
Right. But
Let's try Galactica. Something. Let's go back to the original, the source material that was more lighthearted. The group was more of a family, and
I don't think you'll get a watch because everybody wants drama
Really?
nowadays. You're not gonna. Battlestar Galactica would be more along the lines of the after school special nowadays. It's that campy.
yeah, but I
mean,
think the thing
I don't
that
have a
would
problem
save
with it, don't get me wrong, but I don't think if you make a new one, it's not going to make any money. And it's not going to collect the fan base if there's not some dark or drama element in this. I mean, the worst thing they had happen in Battlestar Galactica was one of their major characters get killed off by a Cylon. But Sheba gets murdered, and some that's. But I don't see it getting to that point. I see them looking at this and saying, "Well, it was that's kind of how we ended up with the new Battlestar Galactica, the 2004, which was darker." More relevant to home, more relevant to the times that the threats of violence, the terrorism, those kind of things that were like on the New Caprica that they were doing, or they're not the New Caprica, was the planet they were on. So I don't think they'll ever remake this one, and if they do remake it, it won't be to a fan's expectations.
I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to say dead.
I didn't say dead.
Okay, right.
I'm putting it between weak and dead. It's not dead because there is still the property is still able to be done because the Kinsberg, the Kinsberg has said, the new movie is going to be based on the old Battlestar Galactica. So, but even so, if he does make a movie, it's not going to be the buddy movie, the buddy show, the family friendly. There's no way he will not make money with it because that's not what sells in Hollywood right now. And if you want it, if that's what you want, then you're going to end up in a, it's going to sound horrible. You end up as a cartoon or a Lifetime family oriented type show.
And this
you will
is
not
why
get the same Battlestar Galactica.
I think you might still have, and you're already doing it with the Stranded Warrior. I think if that gets done and it gets enough people talking about it, I think that might be something that might be the lifeline.
But even the Stranded Warrior has some dark pieces to it. It's not the happy-go-lucky campy thing. We're looking at, in the Dark Stranded Warrior, we're looking at the 1,000-year war, and these people have been fighting for 1,000 years, and it's not a campy. There's a buddy kind of going on.
But what you're saying is you don't do both. It's just like you can't make the 1978 and you can't make the reimagined. Right. So you have to shoot right in the middle.
Yep, I think we're successful in that one. I believe if once we get this done, I think there's going to be some people who don't like it because it leans one way or leans another way. There's going to be specific things in there in regards to the new Battlestar Galactica, and there's going to be some we've done a little bit of stuff from Caprica. We've pulled over inside of it, so we've tried to make it to where it joins Caprica and the old Battlestar Galactica with the very, very light spice of the new battle. I wouldn't even say there's hardly anything new Battlestar Galactica in it, but there might be a little bit in there in regards to some of the darkness that's in there. But I think, But I think that this is what you would get if it came out again. I mean, I don't think you're going to get the after-school special of the Battlestar Galactica. Although you may have loved it and everything else, and you go back and rewatch it now, it's like going back and rewatching Star Wars, the original Star Wars, and going, "Well, it's a great show," right? But if you rewatch Star Wars, the original show, it's boom, boom, boom. It's moving so fast, and then and it's so campy in regards to Luke and his some of the back and forth with Luke. Now it gets darker and better as the movies go on, and once again, that's where drama hits. So that's what sells the drama. You kind of put yourself in that person's situation. So I think Battlestar Galactica original had some drama, but it's nowhere near it needs to be now to sell it. So therefore, you're going to have to reimagine it a little bit. And I think they went way far with the other one, a little too far probably, but.
And I think that's the only saving grace. I think everybody agrees that one went too far.
Yeah, this one went a little far.
And that's going to be the saving grace.
But it was a great a great show.
Yeah.
If they would have changed the names of all the characters, it would still have been a great show. If it wasn't if it wasn't Battlestar Galactica, and they changed the name of it to, I don't know, Space War Alpha,
right,
and changed the names of the people in there, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know that
it wouldn't have made a difference at all.
Wouldn't have made a difference at all.
I agree.
So, I think,
although we would still be sitting here going, well, that feels real Battlestar Galactica-y.
Yeah. And then so that brings us up to this one, which is the reimagined. And I believe it's weak. I don't think it's strong. I definitely don't think it's dead. But I can definitely say it's weak because there are talks of recreating some, there are talks of putting more stuff into it. Excuse me. There's a number of people interested in creating the storyline. Directors have signed on board. Not just Kinsberg, but the guy who did iRobot, Mr. Robot. Sorry, iRobot, Mr. Robot. It starts with an E. I can't think of his name. Anyways, yeah, he's the one that's going to be doing the show, and he's already said that it's going to fall in the same timeline, and it's going to be a television show, whereas Kinsberg says his is going to be a movie. So Larson has said they still own the rights to a number of things. Could there be something? Could you spin off to Larson? I think owns the rights to Pegasus, and that storyline itself. So he could actually go off on that storyline and move on if he wanted to. If he found that there was enough. It's not only will they make enough money. Usually, it's do they have enough backers. Right. So are there people who have the money, or are there people in Hollywood that say, here's $2 million, I want 10% of the profits because I think this is a good idea. They have investors. So is there an investor for old Battlestar Galactica? Probably not. Is there an investor for new Battlestar Galactica? Undoubtedly.
Okay. So I guess the question is, do you want if you were going to do a new Galactica, do you want Apollo, Sheba, Starbuck, or do you just want something closer to the original universe? Because if you want the original universe, you could do the 13th tribe.
I think you could do the 13th tribe and get away with that one. Kind of what Caprica did. Caprica was really a spin-off of the original Battlestar Galactica. With sprinkling of the new Battlestar Galactica into it. But if you it literally does not, in my opinion, match up to the new Battlestar Galactica, and it doesn't match up to the old Battlestar Galactica.
Okay.
There's hints on both ends of, characters in the new, or you could actually think of the character in the old too. There's only just, where do you get the lighter? So the lighter piece maybe kind of puts it towards the new because the person's got a lighter or whatever else. But those little connections are there. But I think, if you rewatch the show, then you get it's a good storyline. And I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So John says the guy who does it starts with an E. I can't remember the guy's looking to do the new Battlestar Galactica is working on Metropolis series. So yeah, I've heard about that one too, the Metropolis series.
I have no interest in Metropolis.
Mike DeBurn says, I was resistant until I saw Grace Park. Sam Esmail, thanks, John. That's the guy I was thinking about. I knew it started with an E. He's the guy that has the new series. He was supposed to be the director or producer of the new series. And that leads us down to the biggies. Star Trek and Star Wars. Oh my gosh. There's no doubt in our minds. Come on now. They are strong.
Yeah, we need one above strong.
Above strong. Superhuman.
Yeah.
Strong on cocaine. These series.
Super Saiyan.
Yeah. And I think they had the magic formula. We had talked about the magic formulas before for different series. And for Star Trek and Star Wars, the magic formula is it bridges the gap in ages for years.
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica does not do that as well as we'd like it to. I mean, the new series and the old series, but it doesn't bridge the gap between the two because there's a number of people who don't like the new series that only like the old series, and there's a number of people who don't like the old series, don't like the new series, and there's very few people that like both. But in the age categories, look at what they've done. So, for instance, Star Trek has a 1960s, late 60s, started out with Star Trek, and so you've got the people our age, which started watching it. It was amazing then. Then they came out with The Next Generation, right? So they got another group of people, and that went for, I can't remember how many seasons. I think it was 10.
7 seasons.
7.
Yep.
And then, from there, and then that ran in conjunction with Voyager.
DS9.
Yep, and DS9.
DS9 was first.
Yeah, DS9, Voyager, then Enterprise, and all the movies in between. So they've constantly had information. They've constantly had different things, but they never bent it as much as Battlestar Galactica bent. So, if you look at the storyline in each one of those, they're all believable to be in the same universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without a problem. And then on top of all that, they had the animated series for the kids. Right. And now it's the new Prodigy for even younger kids.
I need to check that one out.
Yeah. So, so they know.
Well, and then you've even got Below Decks.
Below Decks is more of an adult one, but
adult spinoff. But again,
it's still, it's a Simpsons.
Yeah.
And I think they, they have the magic formula on how to keep the franchise going. They continuously create new content, and they target that content towards different age groups, so everybody feels like there's some part of it together. They're part of it. The new Strange New Worlds, the new Discovery, the new all of that stuff. They really have the secret formula, and on top of that, the Star Wars universe is very similar. They started out with their movies, and then they came out with animated series, and even, you can, if you want to call Ewoks the best animated series, but Saturday morning there was Star Wars stuff. The droids, the thing, they all had. Yeah, I think John's right. Van Gosting says Enterprise had a lot of potential too. I love Scott Bakula in those.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
But they tapped into the larger group of the large age category, and were able to fuel the younger kids until they get old enough to watch the movies and appreciate the movies. And eventually they're just going to keep going. I mean, come on, Star Wars Lego action movie or show videos and movies. And yeah, so
that's on my outer edge. That gets, I've not watched any of those, but I do appreciate what they represent.
Yeah. So those are the strongest pieces in the fandoms right now. You can't go to a con without seeing Star Wars. You can't go to a con without seeing Star Trek. The actors in those are very active in making money. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And by going to those cons, William Shatner is still a big draw.
He was here last week.
Yep. So
he was here at PlanetCon last week.
Yeah. So
at 91.
At 91, he's still a big draw. I mean, Leonard Nimoy was still a big draw when he was around. So I think, and we were talking Worf the other time, he's still going to be a big draw. There's other, and they're going to age out. They're going to pass on, but they have new people in the tube or the flight or in the group ready to move up into that age category so their fan base ages along with them. Whereas, you're not stuck with a fan base that's this age, between these ages, and then you're not giving them anything else. And then if you're not giving them anything else, that fan base starts to die off.
Yeah.
And, it's a horrible way of looking at things, but we all have a shelf life. And sooner or later, you're going to get to the point where the fan base doesn't matter anymore. You're going to have people who are passionate about it and, do fan films or whatever else. But eventually, it's going to get to the point where nobody cares or nobody remembers. And it's a sad, sad thing that a fandom will die. But fandoms do die. That's all there is to it. I mean, Defiance is one of my favorites. It's dead. There's no doubt in my mind. Nobody watches that anymore. There's certain things. I mean, you'll have some people who go back and remember it, but there's not going to be the big draw. Go ahead.
Well, Paul Rotter was saying, he said Galactica 1980. Well, I'm going to say not dead, mummified. He said forgotten, but
forgotten. Yeah, I don't remember that one. That was Riders on Crack. No cocaine on that one. They were smoking crack.
We're
going to have this little kid, and he's going to be in charge of everything. What we ought to do is, and then we're going to have Wolfman Jack. Yeah, that's a great idea. Wolfman Jack. And then the microwave. Yeah, the microwave is going to take out a Cylon. Yeah, that's it. That's got to be it. Yep, those microwaves are horrible nowadays. We know give me a break. That's as bad as Red Eye going, uh-oh.
Yes, I agree. But I will say, and for the sake of this conversation, dead is just a descriptor, but I do believe dead is got to be the natural progression of some of these storylines, because some of the concepts in those stories I think can be completely outdated, and sometimes they need to just die.
Right. I mean,
so.
You can't unless you build on something. So Battlestar Galactica, what would you build on? Original. So you're constantly going to different planets. Look at the original show. Don't get me wrong. I love the original show. But what is your new cool thing that comes up every week? You can create a new show every week. You can't. You're constantly running from the Cylons. You're constantly getting attacked. The only thing new I can throw in is space Nazis.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That was almost as bad as Galactica 1980.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they would have just kept on, the storylines where you crash, let's crash land. Okay, so let's talk about crash lands this week. Apollo crash lands next week.
Yeah, you can only do that so many times.
Right. There's you can only suck that story so dry before it's dust and you can't do anything with it. So I think eventually you have to find a place to stop. Now, if you've read the script, I don't know if and it's online, if you go find it, the Santos script could have been a new beginning. If you go out and read this DeSanto script, it's a great place to start as a new beginning. It would have been a great Galactica start because, they've stopped on a planet, and now it's been a number of years later, and the Cylons have advanced, and the original Cylons, which should have been the way it was started with to begin with, instead of robots, the lizard people are still out there. And so that all kind of combines in. Second Coming was a little bit the same way, but I think the DeSanto model was really good at it. Not saying Richard Hatch's model was not not good either. I think they were both very, very good ways of moving that storyline on to where, but from the stagnated point that it was at. Instead of, hey, we're only gonna, the only thing they could have done with the original series is find Earth.
Yeah.
And that would have killed the series at that point because it was over.
That's
why they did Galactica in 1980. They found Earth, and it was not ready for them.
And it killed it. It killed them. Yeah.
It killed them.
So.
Yeah, Mike. So when they reach Earth, they realize they left the stove on back in Caprica. No, Mike, they didn't leave the stove on. The Cylons annihilated them with nuclear weapons.
Let me pull out my
smells
pee.
Like
all right.
Like chicken. Smells like chicken. So, and that brings us to the end. So hopefully we haven't pontificated, and hopefully I don't have a black van out front of my house looking to stab me for the things I have said. So ABC wants to go cheap with space Nazis. War of the Gods was great, David. You're totally correct. That was an amazing storyline. I think, that's one of my favorites was Count Ebly and everything else. And you may see a little bit of that in The Stranded Warrior, by the way. I'll just leave it at that.
Nudge, nudge.
I'll just leave it at that. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for coming on with me. I mean, we squirreled a little bit, and we have gone over what Pete and I normally do. So, Pete, take notes, man. We made it to 10:30. Pete, I'm like, hey, Pete, let's do a 12. Pete, let's do a 12-hour show. We don't have enough to talk about for 12 hours. We can't do 12 hours. All right, well, let's do 6. All right, fine, we'll do 6. Dude, I could tell you, I tried to get him to do 24. He's like, no, we can't do 24. So I think we could talk 24 hours without a problem. We'd be chasing some major squirrels towards the end.
Right.
But I think we could do it. So
I still have my trivia questions for you. We need to do that. We need to come back around to that.
You had some great stuff there. And once again, I'm surprised I didn't get shot or shanked for my answers on some of those. So good show. The DEA would like to talk to you now. It's on my speedboat. So come on, another marathon. Yeah, we definitely need another marathon. So just real quick, I'm going to plug Stranded Warrior. If you haven't had a chance, check it out. We are down to 8 days left. We have not met our first goal, but that's okay. We'll still make it, I think. Not make the goal, but we'll still make the movie. It's just going to cost more of my savings. And I can tell you right now, I've spent $5,700 already, and I've not touched the money that we have gotten in the kitty, and that's just the start. We have other money we have to give out to people that we haven't. We still have to pay for the place and everything else, and we have to feed people, and then the perks that we had in there, we still have to pay for shipping and all other stuff. So that's still there, but we're going to make it happen. But if you would like to help out, check us out on Indiegogo, and you'll see that you get some perks there if you want to try some perks. And I think we're going to have a great film. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to afford the professional editor, so looks like I may be doing the editing with assistance from one of the editors that we wanted to hire, but we couldn't do it. So But yeah, I think it's great. And then, you know what? It's a show for the fans, and it's a show for us because it's something we wanted to do for so long. And people like Mediocre Modeler have made some really cool things for it to showcase their talents. And we have a number of talents in regards to Chris and Chuck and those people who are doing CGI for us. So yeah, we're gonna have fun. So if you get a chance, got $20-$30 that you want to throw at us, we can take it. Would help us out a little bit, and we'd appreciate it. But if not, just spread the word like Mr. Francoeur has done all the time. So David has been one of those great spearheaded people in regards to video. So anyhow, I'll leave it at that. So any other words of wisdom there before we take off?
No, it was just a fantastic time. Always love hanging out with you guys, with you individually or together. So
you'll never get to hang out with Pete alone because Pete doesn't have to do all the stuff.
Yeah.
It's always going to be me.
Yeah. I
You're
don't have a problem with
stuck.
that either.
That's it. You're stuck. But so anyhow, we appreciate everything that you've done for us and the people that are out there. And we always say fans fuel the fleet. And don't forget to look for us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. The hell are the other ones? YouTube, Facebook, Twitter,
Instagram,
Twitch, Instagram. We do it all. We Twitch, we Insta, we Face, we do all that stuff. But we really appreciate
all on cocaine.
Yeah, it's all on cocaine at the same time. The DEA is following us. I mean, I'm surprised. Yeah, one of our new follower, DEA. But thank you, Mediocre Modeler, for being on the show. You're a great fan and great help.
Always a pleasure.
And everybody that's out there, stay safe, keep the faith, and fans fuel the fleet.
Fans fuel the fleet.